the only source you need for topics and toy news. This is Gen Z Report. Joining us live, the ultimate Marvel Legends and comic collector. He's got the power of youth. He's got the stories. It's Ashwan. Next up, the master of SH figure arts. His collection is legendary, his knowledge unrivaled. Say hello to Zion. And leading the charge, the one and only, the fearless McFarlane apologist and the agent who never sleeps. It's Agent Z-Man. The Gen Z Report. Your weekly dose of awesome starts now.
What is up, everyone? It is our Agent Z-Man, and welcome to another installment of Gen Z Report, your weekly show of getting up to state of like what's going on around the world of, toy news, Daredevil catch-ups or recaps, if you will. But, I can't do this by myself, so I need to introduce or, bring out my lovely co-hosts. So, of course, at first, we'll start with the man, the myth, the legend, Ashwat. How's it going, Ashwat?
Buddy?
And of course, can't do this just two of us. It's the Gen Z Report. There's three of us. And introducing or bringing our legendary co-host here, it is Zion. Oh, there we go.
What's up?
So, how's everyone doing this chaotic week of reveals, leaks, and great episodes? Maybe. But yeah, we'll, let's get in straight into pickups because we've got a lot to discuss today. It seemed like it was going to be a quiet week, and then all of a sudden, something from Hasbro decided to be like, yeah, let's get all this information out just before next week, which we know now that there is a stream happening, but we'll talk about that later. But I'll go first with pickups because I only got one. It is the Mayfex Hush Tim Drake Robin. There you go. It's a pretty good figure, to be honest. The only downside, which is not of the figure's fault, it's more of the shipping of it or, whoever sorted it out. Mine came with two right-handed stick-holding hands rather than both of left and right. So I can only hold the staff with one hand, so that's a bit stupid. But hopefully I can get that sorted out. Hopefully. But yeah, this was my pickup. And now on to Zion. Do you have any pickups?
No.
That's all right. It's all right. And of course, Ashwan, don't disappoint. What are your pickups today or for this week?
Right. So I've got comic heavy. I have some figure pickups this week, but I'm not going to bother showing them because I was on the unboxing stream earlier and just decided to put everything away. So I'm going to go into comics because there's a fair bit. So yeah. This week I got a new trade, Geiger Volume 1. Made by Image Comics, and basically just I wanted to try something different, and I wanted to see what this was like. Heard people saying good things, so happy to give it a read. And then I've got some DC and Marvel. Onto DC, I've got the Fury of Firestorm issue 1. I've got Absolute Batman Annual 1. I've got Absolute Batman Arkham issue 1. So both of these are just one shots, just a bit more filler into the Batman story. I've got Absolute Superman issue 1, Absolute Superman issue 2, Absolute Martian Manhunter issue 1, Absolute Martian Manhunter issue 2, Absolute
Wow,
Martian Manhunter issue 3,
I'm sensing a theme
um,
here.
Absolute Green Lantern issue 1,
Nice.
Absolute Flash issue 1, and then that's all of the DC books.
Heavy
But
on the
most of
absolute.
these were back issues just because I wanted to basically try and get issue 1 for every character. I couldn't get Wonder Woman, but I wanted to get every character just because I want to like see the other characters in the Absolute Universe because I just mostly know about Batman, so I wanted to just see what these ones are like.
You want a tester of like what they are and what their kind of like origin is, and then if you feel like you want to get more, then you'll pick up more, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then on to Marvel. No issue 4. Then one shot came out this week, which was Web of Venom, and that also has a Scotty Young variant.
So is this an Elseworld or like What If, where it's like a different universe, or is it just like the mainline universe?
I'm not too sure. I remember when I posted my video on YouTube that John Morrissey said it's an homage to a cover of an older Spider-Man cover that came out, and so it might
Right.
just be like, I don't know, mostly. I mean, I haven't like read it just yet, but I'm assuming it may be something different because the Venom in the main universe at the moment is in the Death Spiral storyline.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. So
I'm
he's
assuming
not
it's
in the story. Yeah. Because I've heard things, but I don't know if they're true, so I won't say. I don't want to mislead.
And then one comic that I saw Tanner pick up on Legends of Lick at the weekend, and I thought I'd get it, but I got a variant for it, which is Superman and Spider-Man. So this is a one shot. I'm pretty sure. I can't remember if this is the DC one or the Marvel one, but basically DC or Marvel have issued this. They've made this one, and then in like a month's time or a couple of weeks' time, Marvel or DC are going to make one. If you know what I mean. So it'll be like completely different stories from, or there'll be like similar stories from both companies, but then one will release one before the other. And this was just a cool variant I got, but it's way more thicker than most comic books because it's a bit more, and also it's like a full-fledged story, and it's just one big book.
Yeah, I think I remember like the Batman and Deadpool was a lot thicker because it's different stories along with the Batman and Deadpool story. So yeah, and I think this is the DC one because I think they'd do it in the way of like first DC and then Marvel will do its latest, like you said. So yeah, I think this one is DC. But yeah, awesome.
Mhm.
Definitely interesting cover because I've seen the other like variants of like
Mhm.
Superboy Prime with symbiote Spider-Man or all sorts, but I didn't see that one, so that's pretty sick.
And then there's also another variant that I do want to get, but I just don't know because it's like this is fairly expensive. Like at my local comic book shop, it was like £7.90, and so like I don't really know. Oh.
I have no clue what happened. I guess StreamYard decided to glitch. But
Um,
hey, we're here. No Wi-Fi issues.
but yeah, there's a Jimmy Olsen and Carnage variant that looks pretty cool for this comic book, but I may get it. But going on to some more comic books, I got so Daredevil issue 1 came out last week, and basically there's a load of variants that come with it, but there's one variant, I can't remember the artist's name, but it's like a 1 in 25, and it's this Daredevil variant. So I picked that up. Pretty cool. I got Iron Man issue 4, and it says disassembled, so he looks a bit worse for wearing that cover. So And then got Moonstar issue 2. Wolverine issue 18. And the David Nakayama collar block variant. Pretty cool.
Nice to see patching it.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Pretty sick.
And then I got the Uncanny X-Men issue 26. And then, as well as that, is a one-shot called Uncanny X-Men Annual 1, which is a little one-shot to tie into the story. And then I got a fair amount of back issues for X-Men. So I got X-Men issue 21. I got issue 20. Issue 19. Issue 16. Issue 15. Issue 14, issue 13, issue 10, issue 7, issue 6, and that's everything for the X-Men. Now on to the Spider-Man stuff. So most recent issue of Spider-Man is issue 26, which is part 7 of the Death Spiral. Part 8 comes out this week, which is Venom 257. And so the next issue, which I'm assuming is going to be an Amazing Spider-Man, is going to be the last issue of this Death Spiral storyline. So, like, if you haven't already started to read this Death Spiral storyline, I definitely would whilst you can, because I've heard good things about it, so I don't know whether it'll sell out or not, but it's just a cool little separate story. Even though I'm choosing to go back and read from issue 1, realistically, you don't have to if you don't want to. But yeah, I got that. And then I got David Nakayama variant, which is of Spider-Gwen. Looks pretty nice. And then I got some back issues of Amazing Spider-Man. So, of course, like I said, starting from issue 1, I have issue 1. And I have issue 2. So I've read issue 1. I liked it very much. Very cool, like, new start on Spider-Man. Like, goes into some, I won't get into the details, but pretty good start to it, I think. Then I'll probably read multiple of these later or tomorrow. So Amazing Spider-Man issue 2, then I've got issue 3, issue 4, issue 5, issue 6, issue 7, and issue 9. And that's everything on Spider-Man. And also, I'm nearly caught up. I've ordered a couple comics off of like Vinted and websites. And also for next week, I will have some, or hopefully have some figures as well, because I've had a bit of money for like from some stuff, and I've basically just tried to buy some like MCU bits and bobs, because my comic stuff I'm fine with, and there's still some gaps that I would like to fill out, but I would like to just get some more MCU stuff. So I got Johnny Storm and Invisible Woman, who are up on one of my shelves, and I've ordered a Miss Fantastic, so you'll be able to see that. And I've also, even though despite a lot of people not liking the movie, I'm going to try and get all the Eternals on a shelf.
Oh.
They're fairly cheap. I didn't mind the movie that much, personally.
Yeah. I love the film. I'm one of the Eternal fans.
It's the best Easter we've ever got in live action, Makari. So,
yeah.
Like, even though, of course, it ended up going nowhere, and the only thing that ended up coming out of it was that they reference what are they called?
Star Fox?
No, they reference the massive
the Celestial.
Yeah.
And
That's the only thing that really came out of that
I forgot the
afterwards.
name of it.
But like, still though, they're fairly cheap. I'm trying to build out an MCU display, so I just thought start off with them because why not? But
Yeah,
yeah,
I
that's
mean,
everything.
they are a good bunch to collect, and the figures are actually quite nice. I think one of the kind of like really fun MCU live action figures that they've made because they all pose well. Uh, you might need to heat up like maybe Gilgamesh because he was a builder figure. So if you're trying to get the figures, I think get them all complete. Uh, it doesn't have to be in the box, but make sure you've got all the bath pieces. Or if someone's selling Gilgamesh by himself, then try and do that. And would you be getting the what do you call it? The Crow, the Deviant that was part of that wave of Eternal movie figures?
Maybe I like at the moment I've ordered Makari, Druid, Icarus, Cersei, Kingo, Ajax or Ajax. I can't remember their characters' names now, but
Athena?
I think I've ordered all of them except the one that came separately, which is Angelina Jolie's character.
Oh yeah,
Isn't her name like Athena?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Athena.
That's the only one I haven't ordered just yet, just because she came exclusively. She wasn't like packed in with the 6 or whatever.
Yeah,
She came by herself. That she seems to be one of the more expensive ones out of the lot. Like all of them are like, I don't know, like under 20 quid, and she's like 20 quid and over probably.
yeah. I remember when I was backtracking for them because I've got all of them complete, including with the Crow Deviant. Yeah, she was the most like difficult to sort after, but like maybe loose, you might be able to find one. It's just that she comes with like multiple weapons, and I think out of the others who don't come with like a weapon, they mainly come with different hands or something like that, or different heads. Yeah, she's a little bit tricky, and plus it's Angelina Jolie, so you've got that kind of like celebrity, I don't know, status that kind of like changes the value of a figure. It's strange, even though she's not even shown up in any of the MCU stuff afterwards. But yeah, it's fine. It's fine. Did you also get? Oh yeah, you did say Ajax. So yeah, and were those carded or are they
Oh no,
loose?
I kind of got fairly lucky with it because they're all like a lot of people probably, or they may have. A lot of people didn't buy them probably.
Yeah, yeah.
First came out, and so like I went on to, which is an underrated website if you haven't gone on it before. It's called the Sneaker Outlet, and
Okay.
like they for some reason have legends on there. Just like they have a whole bunch of legends, and I bought at least 4 or 5 off of there, and they like varied in price, but I think all of them are at least under a tenner. So like fairly good for getting that. And then the main thing what did help me, as well as the Mr. Fantastic that I bought, MCU one, was the main thing that I've been using more recently for comics and just everything, because it is a lifesaver when it comes to certain stuff, is Vinted.
Oh
Like Vinted
right.
so good when it comes to stuff, because I saw like I always go on it at least just to check certain stuff, because if there's a figure that comes out like recently, the figure got snatched up quickly before I could even buy it because I didn't know whether to. But you know the thing that came on the card back,
Mm-hmm.
the comic one with the white and blue shorts.
Yeah, yeah. The retro
That was
card.
that was on there for 24, 25 quid, and it instantly got snatched up because most people sell it for like 40 plus.
Yeah.
And
Wow,
so
that's
like
actually.
it was just certain stuff like that, because I don't know whether it's the people on Vinted don't know what they're selling, or they just like people just assume that it's a bit cheaper. But you do tend to get like pretty good stuff on there, even comics. Like a lot of my comics were like they weren't like on the, but because you can offer and people will take whatever, you can narrow it down to fairly cheap. But I saw like one of the people that I follow online would bought some comics that like would be a fair bit. They only ended up being like £1.50 each or £1.50 each. When
Mm.
realistically, they're like, if you were to sell it now, like full price, it could be like more than that or something. But you do get a lot of deals on there. So if like any of you lot do want to look for any legends, and they might be on there.
Yeah, I mean, I'll probably have a look because I'm, needing to backtrack. But hey, that's all good. You never know. But I think I've never. I mean, I've heard of Vinted for like selling and that stuff. So, but I've never known of like it being like really good for like legends and that stuff. So maybe I'll give it a try. But, awesome pickups. I mean, I cannot wait for you to show those eternal figures, and I'll have mine just like be like, here they all are. They're underrated figures, I say. Like for me, like it's a
I
shame we
was
didn't get.
tempted to get the SH Figure Arts ones, but I didn't know whether to.
They didn't do every character, so it's like you'd only get. I think it was Icarus, uh,
They done Kingo.
Cersei, and Kingo. Yeah,
It's because
that's
they're
it.
like,
It's just
That's it.
yeah.
but no, I think
Although
they're
they
like
look great,
£25 on comics and cocktails. That's why I was looking. They're fairly cheap.
that is crazy. I mean, if they come with like really cool effects, I think maybe like Icarus is a one to look for. But then again, it's looking at the likenesses. If they are better than the legends, then maybe. But then legends, you've just got more sort of like assurance of quality, whereas SH Figure Art, you know, it can hit or miss kind of situation. Especially with those are older figures. You don't know, but at least they'll be brand spanking new to you, as in they've not sold. So it's like they've just been waiting for someone to pick it up. But maybe I should look into it and get a Kingo. I don't know. Maybe. Uh, but yeah, awesome pickups. And now let's get into the news, or toy news, rather. That's Kenny's thing. Okay, so first thing that was kind of new for this week was the Revoltech Batman Beyond. Well, um, you may have known that there was a previous release of a Yamaguchi style, amazing Yamaguchi style Batman Beyond, but it was more of like their take slash the modern look where he's got the red eyes. But it seems like they're like, oh, here you go for those ones who wanted the classic version but got that instead. We're gonna just do a classic one instead, or we'll do it as well. So this is the only shot of the figure. So I'm ah. It is definitely a frustrating thing if you did get the other one and you just wanted it for a classic version. But you know me, I'm probably going to pick up the maybe a third party version of the figure just so I can be like, okay, cool, that's cool. But as in the original, not this one. This one, I think, is a definite yes. What about you two? Any interest in this Batman Beyond? This could be the definitive Batman Beyond figure. I know too much praise for what looks like just a simple picture. But hey, I clearly don't have bias to this. But yeah, what are your thoughts on this?
I personally, I think the figure looks cool, but like the main thing is that like I always just the design of Revoltech figures I personally don't like. Not like I'm not saying they're bad or anything, but just they're not really what I think of when I think of like Marvel characters, because I think sometimes they go a bit over the top and they look more like mech suits, or like they look really like mechanical when it comes to certain people. And like I personally don't like their design in figures. I don't think that like the figures look bad, but I just personally won't ever buy any.
Right. Okay. I mean, fair enough. I think there's a lot of people who don't like the kind of like joint system of Revoltech, and like you said, very kind of like brook up in a way where it's like the joints are segmented, and you can't get them standing straight. That is one of the things that with a Revoltech you got to pose it in a different pose, otherwise it looks extremely weird. But you know what? I mean, that's fair. What about you, Zion? What's your thoughts on this? Are you similar to Ashwan, or are you kind of like, maybe?
Yeah, I'm kind of similar to him because like it's just that the aesthetic and like design of like Rebel Tech doesn't really like fit the whole like look of these certain characters like Batman Beyond. I don't think he has any like tech. I don't watch the show or read the comics, but does he have a tech based suit or not?
So his suit is tech based, but obviously in the future, like in the show, it was very slimline. So this, like as you can see here, there's like some sculpted lines and everything like they do. So it's not a blank body that they're doing it. They've clearly still done their own thing, and especially with the cape, it's not this kind of like segmented look. It's more of like it comes out of his back or arms, and it's like red on one side, like the inner side, but not red on the outside. So they've clearly still done their own thing, but this is like the head is more of a classic look, like as you got the white eyes. Let me see if I can get a picture of the original amazing Yamaguchi Batman Beyond, because that one is very stylized. Like as you'll see, this one was like very much a. Here we go. Can you guys see this?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
what I think of when I think of Rebel Tech.
Yeah, so like this was
Mm.
their own design, but mixing kind of like the current comics, which included the red eyes, but still it's like very messy, as you would say, which is why I
That's
was like,
stylized. That's very stylized.
yeah, most definitely, it's very stylized and it kind of fits that uh Yamaguchi style. But that's why I was like, okay, I'll hold off. Maybe they like someone will do a classic one, or
Mm-hmm.
I'll get the more third party / CT Toys esque version of this figure. And lo and behold, we've got this one, which like compared to that image, it's like okay, this is definitely less um, mechy, but like you can tell that joints are going to be a bit strange. So yeah, uh, totally understand those criticisms. As everyone's heard that criticism, I'm not like oblivious to it. Even I've only got like I've got a few, and very much if you have them standing normally, they look really weird. But if you have them in poses, like if you're doing it for actual photography or just like in hand, you just want to go like, then it's fine. I think that's when it's a case of it's more of a play figure rather than a like figure to display on like that kind of like school uh, photo shoot kind of thing. But yeah, so yeah, so it seems like only me. I mean, it's fine. I totally understand. I mean, I'd hope that Mattel does a Batman Beyond and knock it out of the park. But yeah, so that was that. I don't think we need to talk about a hook. I don't think so. Do we need to talk about that? No, no, no. I mean, I've already just shown it. Here you go. Wow, McFarlane, so good. Yay. We'll just give it that.
Looks better than their figures.
He's so tiny. So yeah, this is to scale. No, obviously it's just a replica prop. I hope it's not super sharp. No, the blade looks very dull. So there you go. See, I gave it some screenshot. Hey, happy McFarlane. Now give me some more combat figures. No, I'm joking. Let's see what. Oh, that is definitely not page 2. Wow, news, come on. Well, toy news, toy arc, you suck. Okay, so now let's get to this. This was a pre-order alert for the Four Horsemen Studios Unwavering Soldier. So this is their exclusive. Now you might think that oh, this looks similar or vaguely similar to the Kickstarter Cleric figure, you're not wrong. This is just a very simple variant with a different head and slight different isms. But it's like to pair with their Stavros figure, which was a dragon that was exclusive to BBTS. So this is on pre-order if you want to go for it. It will cost you probably. Let's see. It will cost you. It doesn't say. But wait, no, I think I can get the website. There you go. BBCS doesn't want to play with me today. Oh, here we go. So it is $59.99. Estimated is first quarter of 2027. So you got time. But if you want this, there you go. I'm assuming the silence for these is just this is not for you. Am I right?
Yeah.
Yeah. No, it's totally fine. I tried to lure Ashwan to get some Mythic Legions, but I know you want to get Orcs, so as soon as they do an Orc Cleric or an Orc Knight, that will be there for you. But yeah, I mean, look, it's a good figure. The face is good. It's just the Knight body, but then it's got cloth goods, and you can easily customize it to. So here we go. So that's the figure without the cloth goods. Looks a lot more, if you don't like cloth goods, this is what you would probably have it with. But the second picture is with the dragon Stavros, who's still on BBTS, I think. So you can still get him if you wanted him. But it's showing how this is kind of his army if you wanted to army build. I mean, good luck. But yeah, there you go. So there you go. Let's see. Okay, Tron. Now I know this probably both me and Ashwan saw this in MCM, the figures on display, but now we've got more of like a clear kind of like understanding of how these figures will be released. So this is the Hasbro Tron Legacy 6-inch line, and this is the light cycle power pack with Sam Flint. So you can see it's got accessories, head, the helmet, and the light cycle, which looks pretty sick. And for new figures of Tron, it's been a long time since we got like some Tron figures. But yeah, this looks good. Are you guys a fan of Tron Legacy, or is it a franchise or a movie that kind of like passed you by? Because I mean, we are Gen Z, and this was kind of like peak Gen Z in that sort of sense of like when it came out, but it was kind of like it didn't do well to do a sequel. But yeah, what are your thoughts on this version? And then there's the other listing for the rest of the figures.
I think the figure in the cycle does look pretty cool. Like, I remember watching the film and thinking it was pretty cool, and I remember just watching it at the time and just I can't remember if I watched it when I was like little or not. I can't remember when it came out, but I remember watching it and I used to just like when I was sitting there watching it, I used to think it was like the sickest thing to come out at the time. I was like, oh my god, these cycles like going past with these like lights, and then the whole design of it as a kid, I just loved it. But like, I maybe would buy the toys if I wanted to representation, but like, I don't know if I want to or not, and also I don't know whether it'll be the case of that they go quickly, or it will be a toy that will be on clearance within like a bit. I don't know, to be honest.
Yeah, so
Because I know that stuff didn't do too well, even though that was with the older film. It's with like the more newer stuff, but still that didn't do too well. So I don't know whether the whole Tron line is going to do as well.
yeah, unfortunately with that, it was in like I say unfortunately because I just don't collect the smaller scale. So I think it was a 3.75 scale, and it was a HasLab, which also kind of like that didn't do well for the campaign as well as the price. And it seems like they haven't listened to kind of like what people were talking about the price, because this set costs nine $99.99. So
Jesus.
99. So 100 just for Sam Flynn and his light cycle, which brings to the point of the other release that pre-order that they did. But also shout out to Flapuma TV. Yes, God lives, but at what cost? We'll get to the other cost, because if you want all of this, you've already got to pay 100 for just Sam and the cycle. But if you want the 4-pack, which includes Clue, Tron, or his character, I can't remember his name, because well, he is Tron. Spoilers, but I doubt anyone's. Oh, there you go. The Rinsler, not Rizzler, but close, or years before the Rizzler came to presence. Uh, Cora, and then you got Kevin Flynn. So you can't even get Sam unless you get Sam with the light cycle. So um, it's a 4-pack, which is not a good deal. I think everyone wanted a single release of each of the figures, because then they can cherry pick who they want. Because I'm sure no one wants Rinsler unless they're like a diehard fan of Tron. As yeah, but I mean the face sculpts look great, because obviously that kind of like digital
Printing.
tech that they use. Yeah. Some of the shots look strange. See, look, they show Sam, but separate figure. Yeah, you have to. Yes, yeah. But you're probably wondering what the price is. This will cost you $139.99
For those four.
for those 4, and then plus, if you want to get everyone plus the 100, then you're looking at about like
240.
yeah, 240 max, probably 300 if you include probably like shipping. But if you do have the pulse, you might be lucky. But yeah, are you guys gonna buy it?
This does not seem like a good deal.
Yeah, uh, yeah, no. Ashwan, same thing. No deal, no deal. Wait until clearance, maybe.
Wait until
Yeah,
it goes to Ross.
yes, exactly. Wait until it goes to Ross. Yes, Flapuma TV says Tron is the original Rizla. Indeed, indeed. We're so Gen Z. So that was that. That was the one of the recent Hasbro stuff. And I don't know if you guys collect any of the Savage Crucible stuff, but these were the kind of like exclusives for certain cons. But this figure, which is, let me get the names correct, Naraka the Undying and Brynjar Vale. These will be available for pre-order now at BBTS and Nerdzoic. So if you want to grab these, so it's a cool guy with helmet and red sword and a wolf in the most basic descriptions. So this guy also comes with like a blue sword and a different head, where you can see he's got like a metal plate here, and then I think it shows him without the metal plate. So it's pretty cool. I definitely want to pick this guy up. That's the offering that you'll get for this guy. And here is the Wolfman, not to be related to Wolfman, the movie. Sorry. Comes with a different head, with more of like a ponytail look. Real chains, by the way. So pretty good. And yeah, so that's what he comes with. So a scroll, mini dagger, 3 swords, and then different hands and a different head sculpt. And I think this head is a movable jaw, so that's pretty sick. Let me see what the price is for these two. Most likely it'll be similar to. Oh, it's already sold out. Oh, I'm so sorry. It's sold out. So pre-orders are sold out. Jeez. So this was $49.99, and I think same with the other one. Damn, so slow. For me. Well, if you wanted to get them,
Too late.
maybe. It doesn't show. It doesn't show. This is not boding well. But you can see here the other figures if you are interested, and they still have pre-orders for. Well, they're all pre-orders here. No, wow, sold out. So very successful figures. I mean, they were the exclusives, so yeah. Do you guys like want to get into the Savage Crucible line, or still kind of like, eh?
Like the wolf looks pretty cool, but he sold out, so lucky me, I guess. But like the idea of the figures like look pretty cool, and like I can't remember the company name other than these guys, but there's like other companies that make like cool animals that have like gear and swords and stuff. I don't know if it is just Savage Crucible or other people, but like just the whole idea of just like these animal characters that just have like big beefy gear and all that, it just looks cool to me. And the wolf especially looks really cool, and like the other ones you showed when you went on the website look pretty cool, but like I said, luckily it's sold out. And also like I do want to get into some maybe different toy lines, but like the money's a bit scarce at the moment, so I may just have to wait until like MCM or something and maybe pick up something.
Yeah, I mean, I think the one you're thinking about, like the other animal stuff, is Spiro Toys' Animal Warriors of the Kingdom. I have a few of them, and mostly it's like kind of like apes slash kind of like tiger humanoid characters. But they're recent, like the next kind of like wave will include like a big dog, a pit bull dog with a chest armor. So I'll definitely show that. But yeah, definitely, I think some places might have them. Maybe Kapow Toys. So definitely check out MCM when we're there. We can both search. But yeah, like they're great figures. Both Savage Crucible and the AWOC, as they call Animal Warriors of the Kingdom. Just looking at the chat. So I saw the Tron figures back at New York Comic Con, and they look so good. Just unfortunate that the franchise can't seem to get get its audience, both for merch and the movies themselves. Very true. Very true. And Keanu leaves. What's up, Keanu leaves? Three swords, and two hands. Can he wield the sword in his mouth? What's that about? I have no clue.
Zorro clone.
Yeah, exactly. Maybe he might be able to do the Zorro three sword starts. Who knows? I hope to get that figure, to be honest. I hope one of the UK stores has it stocked up. That is always like kind of like the question with these. They're very hard to find. Let's see. We do have some. Just looking at the new stuff. Oh, okay. McFarlane has come again with their solicitations of the Page Puncher figures. So it included Martian Manhunter, Red Platinum, Miss Martian, and Red Platinum Bloodwind. But of course, for me, Tim Drake, my favorite Robin. So well, here's the other. So Martian Manhunter, you can see all in glorious McFarlane glory. No wire on the cape, but wire on his cuff. So hey, there's something. You got Bloodwind, So he's the red label platinum edition for Martian Manhunter. If you know his story, then you know why he's the red platinum for that. And then also as a red platinum, I think this is the red platinum to Robin, is Miss Martian. She's got wires on her cape. I don't know why the others don't. Uh, also, Bloodwind doesn't have wires on any side of his cape, which is that's not nice. Why you got to do that to Bloodwind? Oh, and Tim Drake has the wire, so I can calm down. Oh. But yeah, I know your stances of McFarlane, so I'm assuming no pickups, but who knows? Do any of these interest you, or is this like, why are you showing McFarlane? Mattel will get the light.
Why should McFarlane? Mattel will get the license. And plus, we already have a new Robin that just released.
Yes. I hope. Oh my god, no one's got a picture of it. I know it was here. I know what you mean. So I don't know why no one has put that up. See, I'm passing by some other McFarlane stuff. I don't care. No one has put up those images. That's annoying. Not even. Oh, here we go. Yay! Yes, as Zion alluded, we have the in-shot looks at the new DC Mattel line. Now, warning to those who think, "Oh, this sucks. Oh, this is not looking like the adult collectible line." It's not the adult collectible line. This is the kids or basic line, and we won't see anything of the adult collector line until next year. So, or maybe San Diego Comic Con, who knows? But in the basic figures, so we've got Robin, Tim Drake, I hope. We got Flash. So Zion, I know you're a big Flash fan.
Mm-hmm.
What are your thoughts on this? Will you pick it up?
I might get it if it's like cheap enough, and if I just like see it or in my like impulse buys, just like have me like get it, because like I don't know me probably like when I'm in the store and I see it on the shelf, I'm like I don't need it yet, but then you know how us collectors are, we like see it and we're like and we just go ahead and buy it.
I mean, to be fair, I think this would be a good kind of like indicator of how or like what the adult collector line will look like. But also, especially with Flash, he comes with like Speed Force effects. So I think, so that would be.
Hopefully, they can like transfer over to the collector's line Flash.
Oh yeah, most definitely. And I think as Ash One is a collector of the WWE line, like that, those lines kind of like can connect, like both the basic, elite, and then the ultimates or whichever. They like you could like have accessories from those work on the other figures, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So yeah. Then we've got Joker, which is now we know that he comes with the like other heads for the other figures. So if you get this guy, you might as well get the others. So you got the Jokerized head of Batman, Joker, Flash, and Robin. Which Robin's looks more strange because
it's a faceplate.
It's got a full head. It's like a faceplate. So that'll be interesting. Unless it goes onto Joker's face, then who knows? But the other ones look like full heads, so looks like we're already seeing like the kind of like head swap kind of capabilities of these figures, which could work with the adult collectible line. And you can see like each figure comes with like a weapon tray behind them. I think Spin Master did that with their Ninja Force figures that they released kind of like very recently, where they gave you a tray of weapons. It's similar to like TMNT. They did it first, I think, where you get a bunch of weapons, but it's on a rack that you have to punch out. But not bad. Of course, my boy Robin. Let's go. I will be instantly picking this up. Then you've got Batman. Pretty sick Batman. Yeah. That, we'll wait and see when these come out, and then let's see if any of us picks them up. But I know for sure I'll be picking up Robin. And that was pretty much it for news. I mean, there's Hot Toys, Predator. Yeah, wow. I know none of us are picking that up. Too expensive, Hot Toys. I don't know why I picked that. Oh, okay. Ultra Street Fighter 2 Blanca Player 2 pre-order has come up, and it will be showing up on April 13th, so very soon. And we got a not Blue Beast, but Blue Blanca. So here we go. It's pretty cool. Comes with the same effects as the original. But yeah, I can't remember. I know, Ashwan, you have a few of the Street Fighter figures. So are you interested in getting like the Player 2 looks, or are you kind of like, no thank you. I just want the main roster, or I'm cherry picking kind of situation?
I'm also just going for like main roster people if I do, because I've only got 3 at the moment, just because I haven't really like bought many of them. Because I got Ryu and Chun-Li from Dan for Secret Santa, and then got Guile for Christmas, and so
Right.
for my birthday, and so like I haven't really like gone into the line anymore. But like one of the main characters I do want to get, funnily enough, is Blanca, but the normal one, because like I haven't played the game as much as my dad has, but I'm familiar with it. But
Yeah.
my dad's favorite character is Blanca.
Okay.
So I kind of want to get it just because, like, have that on the shelf because, of course, he likes him and all that stuff. But I am mostly going to go to the main like roster. I'm not really going to probably like get any of the Player 2 looks just because, like, I haven't played the games enough to probably even play them looks, or just like personally, I just don't really like it. But
Yeah. Yeah. No, I agree with you. I don't get the other colors because they don't really kind of like sing to me in a sense. They're just like, you know, they have an audience clearly, but like not my type. But I think most of the figures, I can't remember. Someone said that, like, I think it was maybe Star Action Figures, had a bunch of the figures available to buy for like a low price, like they had reduced in price. But
yeah,
if
they
I do that,
all.
I can't see anything. I know the recent Akuma is available on a lot of websites like Comics and Cocktails. So there's that. E Honda is the next one up, and he will be coming very soon. Could be maybe next week. So if you've pre-ordered that, be ready. And for you, that's what I've seen. Blanca is on Comics and Cocktails. They've got them on stock, and it's on sale for at $27.99 compared to the $34.99. I'm not sure if that's correct, but there you go. So if you want to pick that up, but here's another Blanca, so maybe. But yeah, that was pretty much it for toy news. I have an Instagram tab here. Oh yeah. So was there any other like toy news that you saw this week that I didn't show, or shall we go straight into the Daredevil talk?
Not really. Nothing I can think of.
Yeah, it was a quiet week. Oh yes, I did forget. We did have. I don't think they have it here, but Marvel Legends will have a stream next week.
Tuesday, right?
Yes. Let me see, April.
I'll be watching that in class again.
So yeah, you are correct. It will be happening on April 14th, 11 a.m. ET. So the Legends team will have their fan stream, which we will be talking about what we think might be revealed there, possibly. But yeah, finally, after some hiatus of sort of like no sort of kind of communication or kind of reveals that from Marvel Legends, I know uh, Dan, who was looking forward to this, and probably like this is a sign of things to come because probably after this there will be more stuff coming out. But yeah, uh, we have that to look forward to, and maybe if we want, we could do a stream talking about this after the reveal. So maybe no, who knows? If you want to see that, let me know in the comments down below, and maybe we'll do that. Maybe. But yeah, uh, let's go straight into Daredevil. Okay, so this week's episode, which is called, I think it was called like Punch Out or Gloves Off. There you go. What were your thoughts on it? Let's do spoiler free, and then we'll do spoiler, I guess. So we don't want to like immediately spoil what happens. But yeah, what are you guys' thoughts on the episode?
I thought the episode was strong again. I won't, of course, like you said, I won't get into spoilers, but when people said that from this episode and onwards, it is a massive jump and like it seems to be getting better, that is the case. Like this episode starts off strong, ends strong, and like it's just week by week, like even though as much as a lot of people I've seen like were a bit mixed with season one, with season two already, week by week I've seen that this is the Daredevil that like we want and the Daredevil that we have seen from Netflix before and all this stuff. This seems like the Daredevil that we should be getting from now on.
Yeah, absolutely. And Plapuma TV out here with the facts. This week's episode reminding me of how badass Bullseye is. And Zion, what were your spoiler-free thoughts on this episode?
Yeah.
We'll get into the spoilers.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Like I said last week, each week the episodes just get better and better. And continue off of that comment, yeah, this episode just had Bullseye be in his full spotlight of how like good a villain he is, and just his action scenes and just his presence in the TV show, and it just after like in this saga of having like mediocre and like not really that many like cool villains that the heroes have like face off against, to see like Bullseye and Kingpin just in general just it's like being like good, well, not good, but like portraying the villain role in such a good way. It just shows that it just shows that they know what they're doing with this season compared to like how it was like last season. They had like turned the dial from like 2 to 11.
Yeah, like I definitely agree. Like this felt like a return to form because like although every episode so far has been great, there have been some moments where you feel like it's a bit slow, or like that kind of feeling of like when Daredevil's not there, it feels weird. But with this episode, none of that. It was straight like this is happening, this is happening, this is happening. But yeah, those are my thoughts. Now let's get to spoilers. The biggest thing that happened in this episode relates to this middle thing here. But we had this, yes, the climactic showdown where obviously Fisk has his boxing fight and absolutely destroys the guy. Is the guy okay? Is the boxer okay?
I don't think so.
RIP to the first trainer, but yeah, exactly. But we have Bullseye show up ready to kill Fisk, and then with finesse, because finesse on Vanessa, things don't go out so good for Vanessa. She is
Ooh.
with that glass sort of like kind of like I think it was an award, or was this like one of the concessions that they were able to get?
It was the
This
concessions, I'm
glass
pretty
kind of
sure.
like yeah. She you know, even though Fisk gets a shot on Bullseye, he's able to still, with his unique powers or I guess skill, able to hit Vanessa straight in the forehead, uh, and seemingly ending her life. What were your thoughts on that? Because that was kind of like the big shock of the episode. It was like, what? Like, what?
Um, I thought like because when watching it, like as well to add on to the boxing thing is the fighter that Kingpin was going up against had a 32-2 record, and Kingpin had like a 0 record because he hasn't fought before, and he absolutely destroys him. Like that's how much.
Yeah,
Like, that's how sick Kingpin is. He absolutely destroys him. But like, it's just the whole thing of just like Matt as well. He's working behind the scenes. I'm pretty sure there's a still shot where he was like one of the he like dressed up as one of the agent people, and he gets involved in the whole confrontation as well. And what I thought was kind of going to happen seems like it's going to happen more so now. Is that in that scene where, of course, Bullseye does manage to get a hit off, and he thinks he's going for Kingpin. Matt like is there, and he literally like hits stuff out of the way, and so that Bullseye can't do this much. And of course, Bullseye's a bit annoyed, but then of course the one of the final shots, you just see that glass shard go through the sky, and Kingpin like hits out of the way or blocks it, and then it just pans down, and Vanessa's just got this like chunk of glass in her head, and the like how it ends on like us thinking that most likely in like this is the end of her life, and of course to think that if this is the way that she does die in the series, and they don't just next episode like she's perfectly fine, they just put her in a hospital and then she somehow recovers from this, that the whole rest of the end of the series, Kingpin is going to be pissed. Like he is going to be causing mayhem. He's going to be doing, even though he didn't give one, even though he didn't give one before, he definitely ain't going to give one now. He's going to go here, there, and everywhere. You might see Spider-Man. He might start breaking some Spider-Mans up. He might start throwing Spider-Man here, there, and everywhere, because like he just, especially like Vanessa, his are they wife? Is it his wife?
yeah,
Yeah.
they're married.
Oh, okay. Like
They got married in
his
season
wife
3, I think.
okay. His wife dying to a vigilante of everything, especially one that has been hunting down for ages. He's definitely gonna, in the next couple of episodes, like he's gonna lose his shit. He's gonna like basically just. I think there's gonna be like a scene where like he just like starts crashing out and just starts like throwing stuff everywhere, calling up like Buck and all them lot, and basically and Task Force, and just saying that like this is a night where we hunt Matt Murdock or something like that, and basically like from this episode onwards is going to develop in Kingpin. Probably this is where the like downfall of him not being mayor anymore, because he's going to be more ruthless because of losing his wife.
Yeah, I mean, I wasn't expecting this kind of shot of like to the side of the head, and like they don't even like have her kind of like, like, oh, I'm still alive kind of thing. She pretty much falls down to the ground, and it's a pot of blood. Now, if she doesn't die, that's a miracle. And also, I'm like, because of how Vanessa looks like in the comics, she has a white strand on her hair, and so far this MCU version hasn't got that. And I was like, maybe she gets that from the like kind of like blood loss / stress. And I was like, maybe that's what they're going through. Also, she'll be pretty much benched or out of the season. But I'm pretty sure from this shot, she's dead. Like she forgot. She's gone. Like, there's no way she's not dead. Like, if she isn't, fair enough, fine. But yeah, like you said, Fisk is gonna be on a warpath. I think it will show like in like a public setting that he will freak out, and then that will see how the public's view will change, and they'll kind of like wake up from this kind of like Fisk oppression of like, oh, how BB Urich shows Fisk as this like great guy and that stuff. But I think everyone's gonna wake up and see the kind of like the music that Fisk ain't good, he a bad guy, and oh, R.I.P. Vanessa, but Kingpin is back. But it definitely like this sort of like ending kind of review, like you know, Daredevil did whisk away Bullseye after that, so clearly the both of them are gonna have to work together now. But I wonder, will Jessica Jones, as we know she will show up, will she be the buffer between them two? Like, will kind of like she be there to kind of like contain Bullseye from killing, or will she be there just for moral support for Matt? As Matt is kind of like losing it in the sense of like he's very animalistic, and could he be tempted to killing someone else, aka Fisk? Who knows? But yeah, what are your final thoughts on Daredevil's episode, and like what do you hope for the next week's episode?
I'll let Zion go first.
So yeah, this episode, it was very this ending, it was very surprising. And when Bullseye, when he threw the accessory, I think he was trying to hit Kingpin, but then when Kingpin blocked it, that's what, and then the shards, that's what caused it to go into Vanessa. Because like I've been seeing like some things where like people are like debating on whether he was trying to kill Fisk or Vanessa. But then if you look at it, then he was going after Fisk. He came to crash his fight and basically take him out. And then in the process, he got Vanessa, which I guess that's what he also wanted. Like,
Yeah.
and then Kingpin, he's gonna lose it after this when she dies. It's all gonna be over. He's gonna crack down on the task force, and that's how I think we're gonna get Jessica in, because since he's cracking down on the task force, he's gonna tell him to go after all vigilantes, because Vanessa died at the hands of a vigilante. So, and Jessica Jones is a kind of like a vigilante, so it also like affect her too, and that's where she would probably like come in, and then help out with the whole resistance.
Wait, is Jessica Jones actually a vigilante? I know she's
Yeah,
PI, but
it's like debatable.
like obviously, yeah, because she's not really like in terms of like a superhero terms. She's got powers, but she doesn't really act like outside of the law. She's kind of like in the gray in the sense like she'll find out the facts and then be like, okay, here you go.
But
Well,
she is known to
she's
like the
very
public,
much, yeah, she is known to the public. So yeah, I mean that's definitely interesting.
and like
Yeah,
and in
I don't know.
to like the public and the government, like if you have powers, then you're just on the list.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, I'm surprised like she will be the first superpowered person that we'll see in this show. Because so far, no one else has powers. Matt Murdock does have a power of, being blind, but blind in the sense that he's got his unique powers and sense and that stuff. But like, if you mean like someone with actual superpowers, like, I mean, I'm not saying he doesn't have superpowers. Calm down, please. Don't be at me. That was cool, but I'm just saying like compared to like Jessica Jones, who's got super strength, almost flight, because we never saw her fly. It was more like leaps, but also kind of like invulnerability. unless it's to like some certain things, kind of like Luke Cage.
I view Daredevil
Yeah,
as
she'll
more
be the
like
first one.
I view Daredevil as more like enhanced instead of like superpowered.
Yes, yeah, I would say that. Yeah, he's more enhanced. Yeah, that's a good term. Uh, Ashwan, what are your final thoughts?
I think this episode has done. This episode was so good, even from like, I'll just quickly say about it, but just even though I saw it before, because the main thing was been a bit of a problem with even though it doesn't bother me too much, but before the episode came out, they released the whole bullseye fight scene, like the whole cafe fight scene.
Yeah.
And I'll just say, like, just how it starts off with that, and just like how he just orders a banana. He just goes about his day like nothing. He just sits there, orders a banana milkshake, and then just like nothing, just calls up the task force that apparently the Punisher is in the CAF or something. Like, and then just it results in this like massive cool like fight scene just to start off this episode, or just to get into this episode a bit more. And it's just like I was saying earlier, just it seems like the old Daredevil that we had before is kind of back to where it was, because like a lot, like I said, I personally liked season one, but I know some people didn't. And like I just think season two has started off so well, and like this last episode has shown me like what can get of this, like what can be of this series, and how it can like change the MCU from now on, or maybe just then like this can branch onto so many other different like opportunities for stuff, because like even though of course Daredevil, Kingpin, Bullseye, I've really loved characters, it's just like it's a completely separate thing as well. Or also like Wonder Man in a way, where it's like a separate own little story kind of. I mean, it ties into other stuff, but it's like going like this is a whole like vigilante and like street level hero type thing. And I hope that after this, I know we're getting the Punisher special and a season 3 of this, but I just hope that like we get more vigilantes in the MCU, and just we are able to see more street level heroes rather than these like really big heroes. And like just because like some of the backbones of Marvel, yeah, is these big heroes, but some of the coolest like people in Marvel are the ones that just go around the street and just do this, that, and the other, like your Daredevils, your Luke Cages, your Iron Fists, but also like some certain stuff, and just the whole like crime organization thing as well. I think needs to be developed up in this series, and like maybe just in the MCU. But like overall, though, I'm like really excited for what's to come. But yeah, I hope that we get answers for Spider-Man. I know, of course, we're only halfway through of this series so far, but I just hope that this doesn't end off and us not knowing too much about Spider-Man, because I know sometimes Marvel have done it in the past with other properties where like we haven't got some answers, and I just think that this is such an easy way just to go into the Punisher special as well as like Brand New Day, and just like know stuff, just know why this is happening, know like involvement in it, because like if they go throughout the whole of Brand New Day and don't mention anything to do with Kingpin or anything to do that was happening in New York, then I just think it's kind of weird in my opinion.
Yeah, no, definitely. Like, so we know for a fact that obviously after this show, which will end on May 5th, not related to Star Wars, totally not. Then Punisher will debut, like the Punisher the last kill will debut May 12th, and then there's rumors that season 3 will happen after that, like after a bit, and then after that, then it will be Spider-Man. So I'm not sure if that's correct. you know, 'cause, I don't think they're gonna finish like they're gonna do another season straight away, like the third season for Daredevil Born Again. Maybe that will kind of like answer the questions. Like we'll see the connections between Spider-Man and Daredevil there, or it will happen in this season. Who knows? Like we know is like at the end of this season, like pretty much, Mayor Fisk will no longer be Mayor Fisk because we'll get uh, Sheila as the mayor because we've seen her in the Spider-Man Brand New Day trailer um, as the mayor. So, and from certain set photos, it's clear that she is mayor. So, yeah. Uh, uh, from Daredevil, we go on to the recent looks for the Punisher One Last Kill, not the last kill. Sorry. Uh, this we had the trailer for it. And what were your initial thoughts from the first trailer of One Last Kill?
I think it looked really good. Like I love the Punisher Netflix series. Like I've watched it. I can't remember if I've watched it like more than one time, but it's just so memorable and like it's just I personally like the series a lot, and it's just to get a bit more Punisher in like other things, and also him to have a special presentation, and it to be the longest out of the three that have been made. It's just like it's just an easy outlet just to bring a Marvel character into the universe, like anyone. I know, of course, we have Punisher before, but like I think this is an easy way just to get someone on the screen for like up to an hour. Like I think they should do it. I don't know, of course, if we're gonna get more after this, but I think they should do it more often. And like, there's just some shots in the trailer that just like he's going through stuff, and it's just I'm just happy to see like the whole backstory to it and like where this will lead going into the further MCU.
Yeah. And Zion, what were your kind of like initial thoughts on the trailer? Like there will, I think down here there's some photos of like characters and that stuff, and we'll dissect those. But what were your kind of like initial, oh my god, reaction?
I like how in the trailer they make sure to tell us that they're not gonna like hold back on any like violence or like or like hold back on who the Punisher is. They're gonna like fully embrace it and fully embrace the aesthetic and the character of the Punisher in this. And I like how they're like finally like giving him more of his comic accurate like look with the skull logo and not trying to be like iffy with it. And yeah, Punisher, just like Ashwell said, he looks like he's definitely going through some stuff and going through like a little bit like PTSD a little, and it'll be nice to see
Yeah.
and it'll be nice to see them reference the stuff from the Punisher TV show here, and like make everything like full circle and like explain some things and like answer some questions and see like if does this take place. Why not does to see like what happens like after he got captured by the task force and seeing like what he did to like escape, and then this also leads into Spider-Man, and it's just like a bridgeway with this whole like street level story, how it's like connecting in like different ways, and then and like it's all like coming together.
Yeah.
And it's just nice to see that they're putting spotlight on these characters after like them being gone for like years on end.
Well, I mean, it's been a while, and obviously with Daredevil Born Again, that did have Punisher, but to have him, kind of brought back into kind of like the public's kind of view, because the Punisher show was years ago, and for new audiences, they probably might have just seen him just in Daredevil Born Again. So it's a case of a special like this, where it's kind of like a movie in its own, but it's just worded as special presentation. You kind of just have like this kind of like one shot of this character, and you can understand where he's at and where he will be at in like his upcoming appearances, aka in Spider-Man Brand New Day. But yeah, I thought it was a great trailer, and like, so we'll go over here. Like, of course, we get the return of Curtis, but we have no clue what's going on with him. But I'm glad to see that, you know, out of the kind of like recurring roster from that show, he is back. We don't know if Microchip will show up, as he is now the actor who plays him is now plays the Thing. So I don't know if he was able to film the scene here, or will they just kind of like, I mean, pretty much we didn't see him after season 2, so I don't think he will show up, unfortunately. But at least we get to see Curtis uh, back. But who knows? I hope they don't kill his character off, because we only see him in the trailer as kind of like a mirage or like a vision of some sorts, or like an illusion. Like clearly, like you said, Punisher's going through some like mad shit on his head, so we don't know what's going on. If this is like Curtis now, or it's Curtis as he was when he was a Navy soldier. So we've got that, and then yeah, full beard Punisher. I, I'm I am okay with the look. I mean, I prefer if he had more of a clean shave look, but then again, Frank is crazy. Like, if you don't think Frank is crazy, then what's wrong with you? But like him looking this rugged, I don't know. I think, you know, maybe keep the hair that long, but then take off the beard. Like, I don't know. Like, are you guys beard or no beard?
For being like it's it's not that bad. Well, it's not bad at all. I'm I'm not opposed to it.
Yeah. And Ashwan, what about you?
Like the thing is, like certain bits, like I feel like he would get more expressions maybe if he didn't have a beard, and of course in Brand New Day he won't. So after this series, it seems like he's gonna shave it off. Um,
Yeah.
but like I don't mind him with a beard because like the actor is that good that it doesn't bother me as much, and I just think like with a beard it makes him like a bit different in this special presentation. Like he definitely, like you said, or like I said, and like you two have said, that he's going through stuff, so I don't think like shaving his beard is probably to the like his first concern at the moment. And so like
Yeah.
it makes sense that he would have like a big bushy beard and look a bit like worse for wear and a bit rugged, is because like if he is going through stuff mentally and if he's got like challenges in the special presentation, then of course like doesn't probably got chance to shave.
Yeah. So true. Like one of the shots of the trailer, it seems like it's hinting that maybe Curtis will be killed, and that's why uh you know, Punisher is in this state. So who knows? Like, and like a lot of the shots from the trailer is focusing on his daughter. So, and there's this like other little girl that shows up in the trailer, that maybe this is sort of kind of like a story of where he's protecting someone, and kind of like getting the kind of like flashbacks of his past. And we know, like in Daredevil Born Again, they are no strangers of showing clips from the Netflix show, as we did get to see, you know, young Matt from Netflix, because obviously that actor has long grown up since that
Been
filming
10
of
years.
him. Exactly. So it's kind of so, you know, already Daredevil Born Again shows that they can put snippets of clips from the Netflix show. They don't have kind of like any sort of like legal issues with that. So maybe we'll get stuff from like Punisher season 1 or Punisher season 2. Although this looks like a new actress for his daughter, so who knows? Um, so they might do some scenes with new actresses or actors, but we do get to see like sort of kind of like villain for the story is Marnucci. Now in the comics, uh, is it Marganucci or Marnucci? I don't know
I, I
pronunciation.
always pronounce it. I always pronounce it as Nucci,
Yeah,
because like,
I thought the G is
some
silent.
yeah, because you know like some times it'd be like silent and then some maybe not silent. So like I don't know.
Yeah. So like she is head of the Nucci or Ganucci crime family. So we're getting back to like how we were saying that we want to see more of the kind of like crime sort of stories of like grounded level MCU like heroes. So Punisher is going straight into that. I mean, one of his things is killing off a whole sort of crime family. Like if you've seen the first Punisher film with Thomas Jane, he pretty much does that with flawless victory, as I would say. But yeah, so we've got like she will be clearly the villain of this story. We don't know if maybe she is the one who kills Curtis or something happens where she is involved in Frank's doing. Like usually Frank doesn't do anything unless he is provoked. So clearly this looks like she will be the one to provoke Frank to kind of like get back into being Punisher. I don't know why it's like always the case of Punisher. Like Frank always loves to be like, "I'm done with this," and then he comes back, or he has a reason to come back. But you know, every season he's always like that. So here's another special where it shows him returning to the mantle of Punisher, and we do see a lot of like the shots of the special has him looking at himself as Punisher. So it's like clearly he's having some kind of like mental battle between him as Punisher and him as Frank. Like, is he going to return to like being the Punisher full time, or is he kind of trying to find a balance between those two? But yeah, so we get her, and if you know her character, let's just say things went well for her. But yeah, I don't know if you like. I don't know if we should spoil that, but hey, just search it out because like
Yeah, just
it's
search it
definitely
out.
yeah,
It's a
um,
wild story.
yeah, yeah, exactly. And I recommend you read that if you want to learn more. Um, and then yeah, like pretty much just and we see him with this outfit that he rocks up in the Spider-Man brand new day trailer. Although I really hope I know it's too late for Spider-Man for him to have a different look, but give us the white gloves and white boots,
Like
or
boots.
I don't know. There's some for me. It's always the case like Punisher looks very too like because we got these anti-vigilante squad in the MCU already, and they've got the kind of like same chest piece or like chest armor and that stuff. I hope Punisher later on down the line gets a more slimline outfit. I don't say like spandex. You can say in the universe it's like nanofiber weave that protects from bullets and whatnot. Like just make him look different compared to like the armored characters of like the vigilante anti-vigilante squad. So I'd hope for that look, and eventually he gets the white gloves, or like the Marvel Legends 2-pack of him and Bushwhacker, where it's just the black gloves, but he's got the slimline outfit. I hope one day John Bernthal gets that. But yeah, that was pretty much like it. I hope I don't get copyright strike of just showing bits of it. I should mute it. Just want to see just kind of like the shots from this. So like here, this is one of the shots where it's like him in an empty apartment, but also there's like these kind of like army guys next to him, but they clearly look like they're not there. And then obviously, I don't know if this is supposed to be his house or if this is someone else's house that they're breaking it, like these henchmen are breaking into. But clearly, they mean business. And here's the younger girl character that I think they'll have that trope of Punisher needs to protect her or some sort of situation. But yeah, you can see like he's going through crazy. He's gonna knock some heads or put red paint on them. If you know. But yeah, so that will be coming out on May. I
May
can't remember
12th.
what I said. May 12th. There you go. Thank you, Zaya. And last but not least, for like MCU news, there's rumors of like X-Men stuff, but you know, yeah, that should be a topic on its own. But the only other thing, oh god, not this. There was, thank you, some recent promo art for Brand New Day that I'm sure some people have seen it, but it reveals a certain look. If the image will show, great, I have to open up Twitter. It shows, if it will load, it won't show. That's right. Anyway, it just shows a picture of Hulk. That's what I wanted to show, but it doesn't show here on this post. That is lovely, great post, people. Um, I don't see it anywhere, but yeah. But let's move on. Let's move on because here we go. There we go. So we get this close shot of Hulk, and it says new look at Savage Hulk in Spider-Man Brand New Day. What are your thoughts? Is this Grey Hulk or is this normal Green Hulk, but he's just been grayed out?
I hope it's normal, Savage Green Hulk because that version of Hulk needs to return to the MCU. Because Hulk really hasn't had like a good like spotlight since like Age of Ultron. I know he was Savage in Ragnarok, but in Ragnarok he was more portrayed like he acted more like an infant instead of like the actual Savage Hulk. And then in Infinity War, Thanos made him have insecurities. In the Endgame, smart Hulk. So I do hope that they return to the way Hulk was, because like after Infinity War, they kind of like the MCU kind of like nerfed Hulk and Thor, and I think that with Doomsday and Brand New Day, they're trying to like get them back to how they were before, and like what how they need to be correctly portrayed.
Yeah, so true. And Keanu Reeves agrees with you. Like, I don't think everyone agrees with you. Hulk has been very much put on the bench. Like, I think since I guess if you want to say Thor Ragnarok, but obviously there's the whole rights issue with Hulk not appearing in his own single film, and he has to appear in some kind of like, either
Team
he's
up.
in the show or a team up. But I just think because of Secret Wars, he could possibly turn into back to Savage Hulk. But I hope this this movie gives us a look at Grey Hulk for a glimpse, and then maybe, hopefully, when rights, move back to Marvel, then we can get a proper Hulk. Like, I think everyone wants a proper Hulk film, so hopefully this kind of gives us hope that if there's good vibes or good kind of like viewage of Hulk in this film, and everyone's like, yeah, we want more Hulk, then we'll probably get it. But
because
yeah,
one of the biggest misses with Captain America 4 is that it was basically just like a Hulk 2 without Hulk.
yeah, it pretty much was a Hulk film that just barely kind of like included Captain America, but not have Hulk in it. Only like the scene from Incredible Hulk, just to be like, oh yeah, Hulk's here, and then he's not. But
also,
yeah,
if Savage Hulk is coming back, like give us hope that Hulk will fight Red Hulk at some point.
oh yeah, we definitely need to see that. Like, I don't want it to be a case where by that time it happens, either Harrison Ford doesn't want to do Red Hulk and they have to get a new actor, or that becomes a complicated mess, and it's like, please, we need to see them fight. So either in Secret Wars or maybe in Doomsday. We still don't know if Hulk is appearing in Doomsday. It makes more sense him appearing in Secret Wars, as for the comic, OG Secret Wars, he was there, and that's where he kind of loses his smartness and becomes more like he reverts back to his more savage Hulk outcome. So maybe he's there, and part of the villain team is Red Hulk because in that story of the original Secret Wars, they were separated, both good and bad. There was a team, but obviously this movie is seeming like it will be kind of a mix of both Secret Wars, like the one where it's like the whole everything's put into one place and it's called Battle World, but it's like different universes and multiverses and that stuff. But I hope they do a mix of both. And of course, Spider-Man getting the black suit, very iconic to the original Secret Wars, and I think they should do that in the new Secret Wars. But that's another topic for another day. But Ashwin, your quick thoughts on this grey Hulk? I know it looks grey, but who knows? It might not be grey. It could just be Hulk. But yeah.
Thing is, I wouldn't mind Grey Hulk, but like, it's just personally, like Zion was saying, it's just not the way to go. Like, the fact that we had a good Hulk and like we had a Hulk just doing what he does best, and then like completely just like changed him a little bit, and now have a chance to make him back how he was. You've got to realistically, I think, make him just Green Hulk like he is. You can go into the whole grey thing maybe later on, maybe do a whole separate thing with it, but for now, just keep him green how he is. And it's just like Zan was saying about how like Marvel has nerfed a couple characters just for certain stuff, and then now they seem like they're getting into stuff. And it's just Hulk. Realistically, if he wasn't nerfed, like most of these like villains wouldn't even be a thing because like Hulk would just be able to do like most of the stuff, and I think that is why one of the main reasons why Marvel did nerf like Hulk and Thor, because if that was the case, the Endgame wouldn't be 2 to 3 hours. It would be like 20 minutes. Because like realistically, with like I'm not discrediting Thanos or anything, but like realistically, if that was the case, then like a lot of these films wouldn't be as long as they would, because how powerful Hulk and Thor is can like in the comics and stuff, like they'd be able just to solo most of them either by themselves or just them two, and it's just like I'm happy that we're actually getting them, or hopefully getting them back to how they were before, but it's just like, can they keep it up? That's the main thing that I'm thinking about.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, I'm kind of on the line of like, if it is Grey Hulk, maybe this is kind of like showing a different personality, because we know for Hulk fans, Bruce Banner has multiple personalities. I don't know if they will do Joe Fixit. That's a kind of like a weird line to do in this film, which is a Spider-Man film. I think there's got to be something of like, maybe Jean Grey or Sadie Sink's character mind controls Hulk, and it unleashes the Grey Hulk rather than the green. And like maybe Bruce is having issues with his Hulk personalities, and it's like giving a hint to that, and then he turns back green. So I definitely think the Grey, if it is Grey Hulk, I don't think he will show up as long compared to Green Hulk. Like Grey Hulk will be there for a bit, and then Green Hulk will be back. But yeah, definitely we need to see a trailer to know what's going on with Hulk, because clearly we don't know, apart from Bruce being a professor at this place that Peter Parker's going to. So it's like he's there in that aspect, but what is Hulk doing in his own thing? But we know, like, obviously Hulk, Professor Hulk, they're a fusion right now. What's going to cause the breakage? Will that be shown in this film? Who knows? But yeah, so that was it for that stuff. Now let's get into the leaks, as this week was a bit spicy with the Marvel Legends. So first off, shout out to Collecting Rush. He's not the one who posted the leaks, so don't check him for that. He decided from the leaked information to do a visual kind of like look of who we could potentially get, and he was able to provide these. I will put his link in the description below on his Instagram. So there we go. I've put it on there on the comments, and I will star that. So if you want to check out his Instagram, where he does like checklists, figure checklists. So far, he's doing McFarlane, but he does Marvel Legends. He's done Transformers, so go check that. But the first visual for the leaks that we got is this. So it looks like it's a Build-A-Figure wave, and we've got ForceWorks US Agent. Although it says US Agent, this is kind of like what the kind of like consensus of like maybe this is the version we're getting, and it's more of like in relation to how we're getting the crossing versions of certain Avengers, and US Agent was in this look during that time period, so that kind of fits. Then we got Robbie Reyes Ghost Rider, which is definitely a figure that everyone wants to see be done ever since the Hellcharger HasLab was unsuccessful. We've kind of been wanting to, see where Robbie Reyes will show up again. The figures from that said HasLab had now been released in different formats, albeit, with Madeline Pryor, she's less the comic version, more 97, but at least we've got that character. Hellstrom was released in the Blackheart Build-A-Figure wave, and Mephisto will be later on released this year in a made-to-order fashion. So now Robbie Reyes is the last one to be released. So looks like we potentially might be getting him. By the way, this is all speculation. We don't know. So like take this with a grain of salt. It could be all fake. We don't know. But with the Marvel stream coming up next week, this is kind of like where we're looking at. But the next character is Marina. Now she is an Alpha Flight member. This is more of a classic look, which I think everyone wants. I don't think anyone wants the modern look, but who knows? Then we got Ultimate Wolverine, which is from the more like 2025 run of the Ultimate Universe, which unfortunately is coming to an end. But great to have this look. Then Punisher. Now the kind of like rumor, it says Punisher new logo. Now I think from that consensus you can guess this is probably the hand version of Punisher, where he was rocking up this logo right here when he was possessed by the hand and was like leading that. So we've got that, which kind of goes well with the two Daredevil figures, both of Daredevil and
Elektra.
Yeah, Elektra. So, and plus the Fist, because Daredevil and Elektra they created the organization Fist to counteract the hand, Fist hand. So you had that. So this will be kind of like a great piece if this is the figure that we're getting. And then one of the lines says classic Psylocke. So there's multiple versions of Psylocke. This is her Outback look, but this could mean that like we either get this one or we get her more very like first appearance look where she's got pink look, like she's got pink sleeves and everything, very baggy look, kind of like that. Or it could be a complete loose or kind of like misdirect, and it's a classic Psylocke from the Gameverse 2-pack, but it with either a different hair color. I mean, Marvel Legends is not like not kind of like they've done this before where they've re-released the Psylocke with a different hair color, as the original Jim Lee version had two variants, one black hair and one purple hair. So who knows that this Psylocke could be that, or it could be the one people want, which is the Outback look, or the classic Betsy Braddock look. And then the other one, the listing says, or like the rumor is Hawkeye. Now, there are like a few options for Hawkeye, but he's long listing character, and that's one lasting character. Now, the one that makes more sense, which Rush has done, which is done here on this kind of like list prediction, is Dark Avengers Hawkeye, who was Bullseye. Now we didn't really get a Bullseye like Hawkeye from the Dark Avengers figure, apart from like the more modern look that you could pass as the Dark Avengers look. But because now that there's the whole like we've been getting more and more different Dark Avenger characters, I think this makes more sense as a new version of the character, and you get a Bullseye head, unmasked. Although it could be like, oh, another Bullseye release, but technically it's Hawkeye. But the other kind of like way that this could be done is that this is not the Dark Avengers Hawkeye, but rather the crossing look of Hawkeye, which is his more 90s look, fitting with the Quicksilver and Black Widow 2-pack. So it could be that. And then the Build-A-Figure, there's a rumor that it could be Box to kind of like go with Marina, but there's also kind of like a rumor that it could be Ares of the Dark Avengers, hence why it's completing a, like, we know Dwight has said that, one of the releases this year will complete a team. So who knows, this could, like, if it is Dark Avengers Ares, this could be a way of completing that, like a version of Dark Avengers. Or if it's the case of Box, who is a Alpha Flight member, it could be completing that team. Although there's still other characters to be made, like I think it was Talisman. I think people were talking about it was like Talisman is the like next character that needs to be released. But yeah, what are your initial thoughts on this potential Build-A-Figure wave? As still don't know if it's official or like if this is going to be revealed. But yeah, what are your thoughts?
I think this is a really strong wave. If the Hawkeye is the crossing one, because the US agent is part of that storyline as well, I believe. And like, I don't know whether to get the 2-pack, the Quicksilver one, because like I don't mind the other characters' designs. Like the Quicksilver and the Black Widow are like they're a bit different to their normal looks, but they're not like that different. But if they do end up making like the other characters, then I may get it because I feel like some of their character designs are pretty cool. So I may get the Hawkeye and the US Agent if they are both that. But otherwise, like if it is a Dark Avengers Hawkeye, then like I may get it. Because I don't really have many Dark Avengers members. I think I only have the 6-legged symbiote Spider-Man, like that's kind of in the team, but it's a separate reincarnation of the team or something. So I don't know if I'd get it. Psylocke, I don't care for the Outback as much as everybody else because I'm not too familiar with it. It's not that I think it's bad or anything. I just don't care for it as much as other people because I haven't like read that or just know of that. But if that's what people want, then like if that is like on the leaked list, then hopefully it comes true for people. Punisher is this new samurai outfit. I haven't got the Daredevil or Elektra, so may just wait on this one. Ultimate Wolverine will probably be one of the main ones that I try and pick up straight away because I haven't read Ultimate Wolverine and I haven't started yet. But just red and black are two of my favourite colours, and just to have it on a Wolverine, I like his outfit so much that personally for me it's going to be an easy pickup. Same with Marina because I've got the Alpha Flight box set, so put it in there. Haven't got a Sasquatch yet just because like he's not he's not hard to find, but it's on eBay he's like fairly pricey, and so I haven't like got him just yet. Robbie Reyes Ghost Rider, easy pickup straight away. The fact that the what's it called, the crowdfunder didn't get all the backers is just annoying for most people because with most Ghost Riders, of course, they have a bike, he has a car, and it's way easier to put in a bike because you can make it just an easy thing, but then because they had to do it in such a way just to make sure people back onto it, and they didn't. So it's just an easy re-release, or kind of re-release, to just put
Yeah.
this Robbie Reyes out in a normal wave, just because it's going to sell well. It's going to be one of the figures that is going to get a lot of sales in the wave, and then the Builder figure box, which I do want if it is him because of the Alpha Flight thing. So I may end up getting the whole wave, but like if it is him, good. Like I don't really care for what look because I know he's had multiple. Personally, I'm not too familiar with the character, so it doesn't bother me as much. But like this red look that Russia's put on this post. Other than that, Ares might be the Builder figure. Would be pretty good to put on the Dark Avengers team, but I don't know if they do the Builder figure route again. But that's my thoughts on.
And Zion, what are your initial thoughts of this like potential wave if it happens?
With U.S. Agent, I'm gonna still stick to getting the older one. They released back in 2021. The Ghost Rider. I don't have any Ghost Riders in my collection, so this might be the first one that I get. Marina, I'm not really I really care for. Ultimate Wolverine, though, I am gonna get because I have read Ultimate Wolverine and I like the story of Ultimate Wolverine and just the look of him. It looks very good, and like the contrast of like how he looks like the normal Wolverine. It would like good to have on the show. Punisher. If it's this samurai one, I'll maybe get. But I'm still trying to get like my set classic Punisher, either the War Journal or the Gameverse. And I don't have any hand ninjas, so like I might wait on this and then like when I get hand ninjas, I'll probably just like add him into the collection. Yeah, I saw like people I have been doing like kit bashes of the War Journal Punisher and the Gameverse Punisher, and I need the War Journal because I also want Bushwhacker for my Street of Villains section, and then the Gameverse Punisher. It looks very good. Because I might buy both of them and just try to do that kit bash. And then for Psylocke, I'm not really like the big of an X-Men fan, so I'm not gonna get it. But I do remember last year during the whole Capcom thing, I think it was Dan Yoon or it was the White Show. It was one of those two who said that Psylocke will be coming in a single pack this year.
Right.
So this may be it.
Yeah, that's what my thinking of it. It's been like everyone thinks it's a different version of like it's going to be the Outback or first appearance look, but I think it could be a re-release of the Gameverse one because that figure is amazing. But it's like some people might not want that Gameverse look and might just want her and not the 2-pack character she came with. So yeah, that's definitely what that's a good shout.
And then for the Dark Avengers Hawkeye, if it's Bullseye, I'm gonna get it, but I'm not gonna have it as that. I'm use the body as like I'm trying to make it to be like a trick shot instead of a Hawkeye, instead of a Dark Avengers Hawkeye, because trick shot. I've read the stories of like that brother rivalry like Hawkeye and Trickshot have, and then I'm not very faithful that Legends will do a Trickshot, and it's like an easy custom. It's basically just like that one was like altering the colors, and I'm gonna use the Bullseye head on the 2-pack Bullseye that's coming out since that doesn't have a clean unmasked head, and this might be that for it. And then for the Builder figure, if it's an Ares, I might get it, and it might be my placeholder as an Ares for like my DC section.
Oh, interesting.
I know they don't look the same, but like Ares is my favorite Wonder Woman villain. So
Right.
it's still the character, it's just not the same look, and it could be like only like a placeholder until we get like an official Ares from DC.
Right. I mean, I'm not heard any like I've not seen anyone say it like that. Like um, use it for something else. But I still think that that it's fair game. Like it is like I mean I think I still have the Builder figure which I might sell now. Very old, and it's just a guy in gladiator armor, but it's all black and that stuff, and he's got the helmet. So yeah, I mean no, you know what? Not bad. That's not bad. Like choice. Um, but yeah, and last but not least, the Builder figure. Would you be like into that, or are you kind of like as in box? If it is box, would you still be picking them up, or are you not in the Alpha Flight
I'm
collection?
not in Alpha Flight collection.
Right. No, that's fine. I just wanted to show like some of the looks that Psylocke and Psylocke has had. So I think when people are talking about classic look, they are talking about this first image of her, and that's Betsy Braddock before the whole changing body to an Asian, like from the Asian assassin character. I think her name was Quad. I think Quad. Because if you don't know, uh, Betsy Braddock had her and Quaden switch places, like mind wise. So like this was Betsy Braddock in the body of Quaden, but then oh no, it's so confusing. It's so confusing because obviously because Betsy Braddock is British, and I think she was Caucasian because she's the sister of uh, Captain Britain. That's how I know. Because Braddock, same surname. Uh, but the assassin Quaden, she was from Japan, so then they had like a mind swap, and this is the look of Betsy in that body. So obviously in the more Asian body, so in the Quaden body, and then Betsy was or Quaden was stuck in Betsy's body for some time. It was like only recently, like I think this is the look of Betsy now, and she's officially swapped out, and that's Quaden now. So she's more still like classic Psylocke look, but she's part of like X Force. So she was released in that 3-pack, like with this outfit, and that's her. That's Quaden's look of Psylocke. So I think they kind of like share the name of Psylocke, although um, Betsy has become Captain Britain in the comics at some point, or like kind of like recently but like this is more of her recent costume, so it's like yeah, it's weird, but here the looks. I think we did get this yellow and blue suit of Psylocke recently with the whole yellow and blue suit team. So it's definitely not this. It's like the kind of like rumor is classic, so it's hinting at like either this, or this. So there you go. I For me, I think out of the wave, let's get that back. Out of the wave, definitely Ghost Rider, Robbie Reyes. Was upset that the HasLab didn't fund, but if this is a way we get him, and potentially if we get a made to order Hell Charger, and that way we can like officially get Robbie Reyes with his car, that would be sick. So I think he's an instant pickup. Punisher as well. You know, there's a kind of like sort of like if they use some parts of like how GI Joe did Budo, who is he is a samurai guy, so like he comes with a whole like chest piece and armor piece and that stuff, and you can take it off. If they do that with this Punisher figure, and you could potentially make a classic Punisher if you take off the armor, that would be sick. So then it's like a 2-in-1 figure. Like you can either have him as this hand look, or you can take off the armor and have a classic Punisher. I don't know. That could be too advanced, like for a Build a Figure Wave kind of like release. Um, but I'd still want to get this Punisher because like I love that kind of like ninja slash samurai look, and I've got a few hand ninjas, so he'd be great in that like display. But yeah, other than that, I think the Dark Avengers Hawkeye, if that is the one that comes out, hell yeah. Uh, and unfortunately, I don't have any of my Alpha Flight figures anymore. I sold them like maybe this year, just because I didn't really have that much like nostalgia towards them. And I had the whole team apart from Sasquatch, but I did use Wendigo as Sasquatch did have the white appearance in some of the issues. That's what I was told. So I was like, oh yeah, I can just put him in there. But then I was just like, nah, I'm not going to collect the team. So, but in terms of the other looks of like Hawkeye, this is the Avengers Crossing looks. So obviously we see Quicksilver, Black Widow, Iron Man, who has not got this costume yet done, Vision, who is rumored, not in this same leak, but he is rumored in a 2-pack with Wanda. This is the Hawkeye. I don't know if the image is clear. I'm sorry if it's a bit blurry. Blame Google. This is the Hawkeye that Rush was like saying that if they did this, he would probably get. And Thor here looks insane. Like this is probably like a look that I don't think Marvel will do, but if they are doing this whole team, possibly. And like the outliner of this kind of like the team is Goliath. We don't have a Goliath in in our displays. We don't have the Goliath that was part of the Thunderbolts original team. That team still needs completing. So who knows? Like if we get that version or this version, like they haven't done a like Ant-Man in a made-to-order sort of aspect. So maybe Hasbro does this, but these are the looks of the Crossing. Who knows? By like next year, we might have all these looks, and we have this team. Who knows? But that was it for the first sort of leak wave. Now, again, thank you, Rush, for the image for this next look at the potential figures that we'll be getting. Or, this is take with grain with salt. Take with a grain of salt, not take grain salt. I don't know. Uh, you know what I'm saying. So this is the another like on the leak slash rumor hill. We have got Team X Wolverine. So this is when he was kind of like part of Weapon X with Maverick, Sabretooth, Silver Fox, and I think Deadpool at some point. Where they're kind of like before he kind of like joins the X-Men and before he goes out of the Weapon X, facility. So we've got that. Then a Jim Lee Cyclops. So this will be an easy, like this is a straight up reuse of the 97 figure if this is coming out. So this will be easy to do. The listing says Storm. So who knows? Like Rush put this look, and I'm pretty sure this is kind of like a 90s look. So a look we haven't got. So this one's more of like a, this is what Rush thought we could be getting, or like as a look this could be done. Of course, shout out Rich M, aka Displayed Once, Hepzibah of the Starjammers. So I mean, this is an instant pickup if you're collecting all the Starjammers. So we've got that. Exodus, who is definitely a figure a lot of X-Men collectors would want if we are getting him. Mesmero, a very old school X-Men villain. So you can tell this is an X-Men themed wave if this is like a full wave of like a Build-A-Figure. And then a Jubilee. Now, in the listing, let me double check. The Jubilee doesn't say what Jubilee it is. So this could be like Russia's done a Gen X, like Generation X look, which of course, again, shout out Rich M, he would love. Or this could be, it could be a different, like, it could be any sort of Jubilee, but this is kind of like what, you know, kind of like what Rush was thinking that this could be this that release, but there's no information of a builder figure, so this could just be all like it could just be single releases, or it could be a builder figure that we just don't know yet. But what are your initial thoughts on this promising wave of X-Men characters?
Um, I think this wave looks very strong, looks very good. I'm not too familiar with Hepzibah, Exodus, or Mesmero, but their designs look cool, and like most people that I know of want them characters, and so like if we do end up getting them, great, because new characters to add to the shelf to put into teams or put into different places is always a good thing. Another Jubilee, pretty good. Of course, I'm pretty sure the list. Did it say the listing was Generation X, or is it just a room? Is it just what Rush has put out? You're muted.
You're muted.
Oh, there we go. It just says Jubilee, so
Oh,
this is just what he thinks of. Like, if we were to get a Jubilee, this would like potentially be one of the like looks that she would get, and like I think because they are building that Generation X team with Husk. I can't. I think it was Monique Sinclair. Can't remember. That's just off of brain, but yeah, this would be kind of like building that team closer. So yeah, um, yeah.
Well then, like any Jubilees, like good to, of course, Generation X to build along that team, but also could be a Jim Lee look to add onto the Jim Lee Cyclops that is leaked in this wave. So maybe that, because a lot of people do want that. Team X Wolverine, like pretty funny because in the last two, like, of course, this leaks and the last leaks, there was two Wolverines, and more recently, in like he's been the figure that hasn't had a builder figure piece. Like in the Executioner wave, it was the World War II one, and in the Nemesis wave, it was the black outfit with like a black and yellow outfit one. And so like to get more Wolverines just to like have on shelves, of course, is like pretty cool. Especially this design looks like pretty cool. It's a pretty like different Wolverine, and maybe like if we get this Wolverine, then maybe we get more Team X members maybe down the line or something. And so, but like at the moment, I can tell by the picture that the builder figure we don't know of just yet, and honestly I don't have any idea because like off the top of my head I can't think. The only thing that I could think, because a lot of people do want it but there's not really any other characters in the wave that would like link to it, is an Outback Colossus, because a lot of people want that. But
Yeah, that
the only problem is there's no Outback characters in this like wave, so you can't really link it as well. But yeah.
yeah, and like plus you'd have to get every figure just to get the Colossus. That might be not what people want, and they might have to do like the whole like looking for the pieces sort of situation. So I don't think, like you said, it doesn't match with these kind of characters. But then again, it's like, yeah, so it's like there's obviously a theme of X-Men characters, so it could be anyone. But like in terms of the characters that they are presenting, it has to relate somewhere. But yeah, what are your thoughts on this, Sion? I know you say that you're not much of an X-Men fan of like the deeper X-Men stuff, but are any of these kind of like picking your fancy if they are real?
This wave seems like a very strong way for like collectors who like really love X-Men. Like Rich always used to always mention Hepzibah on those streams that he wants. He even had like a little like jingle he would go like Hepzibah.
Yeah.
So that's what he really wants it. So if it's real, then like I know he'll be happy about that. Cyclops being, I know like the Jim Lee team is like a very like popular like run up of X-Men. So if this is the genuine Cyclops, even though it would probably be reused, it will definitely like sell.
Mm.
Hmm. Team X Wolverine, another variant of Wolverine. So like Wolverines always sell since he's like top 5 Marvel characters. Uh, Storm is it's like whatever variant they choose, it'll most likely sell. Exodus, Mesro, those seem like characters that people like really want. So and it'll be their first runs, and people always love adding like new characters to the shelf, especially if it's ones that they've been wanting for like a while. And,
Mm.
and then Jubilee, it'll be like adding on to like a team that Hasbro already started building.
Yeah. And like Ashwan was saying, we don't know the builder figure, so we can't really talk about it. Who knows if like this will be the stuff that is revealed next week, or if if that first
Previous
image,
wave.
this one, if this will be the thing that's revealed, who knows? Now the rest of the leaks, we have there are no images, so let's just bring us back into here.
Yeah. I haven't seen the other leaks. I only know those 2 waves.
Yeah. So the other leaks or kind of like rumors that have been kind of like leaked out is a deluxe Magneto, a deluxe Sabretooth, and a deluxe Dark Phoenix. What are your thoughts of like for Magneto? What look would you want? I'll get a picture while you think of like your thoughts on that, like a deluxe Magneto.
Personally, I want the Magneto and Sabretooth especially to be their like Jim Lee classic looks, because Magneto I haven't ever picked up one because I've been tempted for ages to at one point get the Mafex one,
Mm.
and so I haven't like ever bought any Legends one. But if this deluxe one comes out and I like it, then I would specifically want this one to be the one. So hopefully it'd be the classic look. And then same with the Sabretooth, because they gave us a perfect Sabretooth in that Wolverine 2-pack, and he's just so hard to find now. You can find the
Right.
Wolverine like very easily, but the Sabretooth in that 2-pack, he's so annoying to try and find on eBay or anything. And another opportunity just to, because they've done it more recently, is just re-releasing some characters just so some people like newer collectors can get him, like, or just some people can have like maybe it's like a pinless or something, because I can't remember if the last one was.
Mm.
And so like it's just such an easy re-release to have both of them two characters be the same looks they've had before, but in deluxe form, because you get more accessories, you get more heads, you get more this, that, and the other. I personally would want them both of their classic looks, just because I think it would sell way more than maybe anything else as well.
Yeah. And Zion, what are your thoughts on those deluxes?
No, Magneto, I probably will get if it's like the classic Magneto, because Magneto's one of those villains where just if you like love Marvel, you just have to like have like Magneto and like Doctor Doom. And it's saying it's a deluxe. What if it's a maximum Magneto?
So this one specifically says deluxe. So I think because there are some other figures that have definitely the maximum title, which we'll get into. But yeah, if it is, if I think they like it's if it's a deluxe. There's so many looks as you can see here of Magneto. We do have this look in the X-Men '97 look. So I doubt this would be the look that they would want to do as a deluxe. This one is also a potential. I don't know why Eric the Red is here. That's not Magneto. That he's definitely had a lot of looks in the comics. There's this more white look that he had during like kind of like House of M or like it was more Decimation rather than House of M. That's his House of M look, and I doubt it's that. This red look was given to us in very early Marvel Legends wave. I think it was pretty much the Apocalypse wave, Build-A-Figure, where he was in this look, and it is one of the Magnetos that comes with like an unhelmeted look, which I've kept to this day. Like that was my first Magneto out of Marvel Legends, uh, and obviously, of course, like you've all said, the iconic classic look,
Mhm.
which uh, last time was released. Technically, 97 did a version of it, but obviously this 97, and it had like I think red gloves rather than the purple. But the last time we got a Magneto or classic Magneto was in the family 3-pack, which included Scarlet Witch and Quicksilver. Quicksilver in his blue outfit. So uh, in terms of like releases, that's a look that definitely needs to be done
Mhm.
uh, with more modern articulation, maybe on the Vulcan body, because I think that body is still on the kind of like uh, not Sunfire body. I think it was the like kind of like Spider-Man UK body. So it's not it doesn't have butterfly joints. So for a character like Magneto, you kind of need that so you can be more expressive, right? You could only do this. You can't do like ah, you know what I mean. Like, definitely a deluxe release for that would be sick. Uh,
Mhm.
the other, let me just remove
Yeah.
that for a
So Sabretooth, yeah, that's an immediate pre-order because like Wolverine's my favorite hero, and I'm trying to like build that whole like Rose Gallery, and like a bunch of, like his like main villains are easy to get, like Lady Deathstrike, Omega Red, Dakin, Silver Samurai. They're like
minute.
they have been like re-released and like cheaper to get, while Sabretooth has just been like locked in that 2-pack that you got paid
Yeah.
Wolverine tax for, and that Wolverine is like very like easy to get, like Ashron was saying, but the Sabretooth is just like gone up in price. Like the lowest you can get is like I've seen it's like 100, and for them to like re-release it, I want him to be like in his classic suit. For like
Mm,
it'll be like a chance for like us new collectors to get. And since being a re-release, they can like update like the pins and like the torso, basically give like updated articulation and more accessories. Because the only
mm.
accessories I think the previous Sabretooth came in is the is he had an extra head. I can't remember if he had extra hands.
Uh, so I think the last two Sabretooths that were released were the AOA version and the 2-pack version. The 2-pack version had a different head and different hands.
Okay, extra
Uh,
hands.
same with the AOA version. It came with a different head and I think a different hand. I'm not sure because that was in a Build-A-Figure wave, but the other one, yes, was a solo release. Um, yeah, I definitely think it should be a classic Sabretooth.
Sabretooth.
'Cause- yeah, because like that one it's screaming for like new people to get that figure, and if that's not the case, then like the other looks that could be given to us are like so the first one is a first appearance, and I don't think that's kind of like on the table because they already did that kind of look with that. He was on the older Captain America body, not the modern one, but it was the older version, and he was like, I think he was part of that Cha-Od wave. I'm not sure, but like he's definitely a skinnier version of Sabretooth. And obviously, classic here. I'm not sure about that. Well, let's see. Number 3, it is X Factor look. So it's definitely like a weird look for like a deluxe version of Sabretooth. A lot of these looks are kind of like very one-off shots or one-off looks. 7 and 8 are kind of like his almost modern look that he had. Like there was a time where he became a good guy. I think it was part of the story where Iron Man became a bad guy, when Red Onslaught was there. Like it was definitely an event. I think it was Axis. Um, that was when a lot of characters were switched from like hero to villain and villain to hero sort of personality. I'm pretty sure this is the look of Sabretooth. But like either way, it's like there's only one version of Sabretooth we want, and it's this one. So
Mm-hmm.
hopefully the deluxe version it comes with more stuff that we'd want to see. But yeah, that was it for that. And obviously Dark Phoenix is Dark Phoenix. So most likely if it's a deluxe release will come with a like the Phoenix effect that was with the original Phoenix. Although it feels weird for her to be deluxe, unless it's not Jean Grey and it's like Rachel Summers as Dark Phoenix, or it's a version of her from the Hellfire Club as Dark Phoenix. Really not like sure of like what that version is, but we can only go by what the rumor is on text. But after that, because I understand like there's so much more, so I'll just go through these very quickly. The rest are an X Factor Cyclops and Jean 2-pack, which is a likely exclusive. I'm pretty sure it will be a redemption of the blue and white suit of Cyclops, as that was done ages ago on a retro card. But now with the newer body of Vulcan, definitely this is kind of like an upgrade. And the Jean, which would be the brown and yellow look, hopefully with boots. Shah, David, Evan, and Smith. That version of her with the green and yellow look didn't come with the yellow boots, so hopefully this is a case that we could get. Hopefully this look gets that yellow boots. The other exclusive is a Cyclops, a Phoenix Force, but on Secret Wars card. Uh, do any of you know the look of Cyclops when he had the Phoenix Force?
Not really.
Okay. Let me get that image for you because it's very.
I can't hear you, Z-Man.
Can you hear me now?
You seem good now. You seem good.
Okay, good. That just means my mic died. This is the unreleased Dark Phoenix Cyclops figure back in the the X-Men exclusive wave that was released. He unfortunately wasn't. So for people who were collecting from that time, this is kind of like a long, awaited look to be done in the Marvel Legends form. So that's what he looks like. So yeah, if they do him, that means the Phoenix 5, which are here. Oh yeah, and I forgot Magic. She also was powered by the Phoenix Force because that's Hope Summers or Rachel, I can't remember. But anyway, that's the look. If they are doing that figure, that means potentially we could get these other characters and complete that and get that team. So there we are. From that, we move away from the kind of like comic stuff. I think. Let me double check that. Yeah. After that, the only other thing is Blob 97. So clearly a re-release of the very hard to find Blob deluxe figure, but or however he was released, but it would be more of his 97 look. I think he did appear in the show, but obviously if he appears in season 2, that means we're getting that. But clearly a way to get. There you go. Thank you, Ashwan. Yeah, so that means he needs a release. So there we go. Would you guys be picking up that Blob, or have you already got the original Blob and don't need a 97 look for him?
I'd be definitely getting that because that Blob I really wanted to get when it came out, and like now I think you can still that sneaker outlet website I mentioned at the start of the live stream. Like they have it, but it's still like on their website for £75, and it's just I'd rather not pay that much. But 97, like his look isn't that different. It's a bit more like animated. Like it looks a bit more animated, but other than that, like you can easily put it into a comic display, and that's probably what I'll do because that's what I have done at the moment. Like most of the X-Men 97 stuff are going to be my comic representations on the shelf. So like this is an easy like pre-order if it comes out.
Yeah. Yeah, so that's his look. I think the only thing different is the blue boots. Because you can see here from the original look, he didn't have the like really blue boots. So that's possibly what he will look like. Oh, and yellow armband. So there we go. Also, Zion, I know X-Men, so probably is a miss for you, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. So the other ones, we've kind of heard like on the rumor line that these are happening. So I'm just gonna rush down these. Obviously, we know we're gonna get a Spider-Man Brand New Day wave, which hasn't we haven't seen a reveal, and I don't think we'll get a reveal from next week of that wave because apparently it includes a major spoiler for a character, or it includes a major spoiler character. So we've got that. Apparently, we're going to get more No Way Home stuff, including a deluxe Goblin and Glider. Very strange, as we already got a Green Goblin with the Glider, so I don't know if this is going to be him with his full look, like his I got a purple hoodie and now it's blasted off, and it's more of his like Toby, like his Spider-Man 1 look. If that is the case and they've just put on the No Way Home title, that would be sick because I would love that Green Goblin in his costume rather than in the like later outfit he gets in the movie. So that would be cool. I know, Ashwin, you did get a few of the Thunderbolts / New Avengers figures, 2-packs. You'll be like, there's a rumor that we will probably be getting a Thunderbolts New Avengers Void and Val 2-pack. That's been heavily rumored a lot, so that would be really good. Would you pick that up just to finish that team? Although we still don't have Ghost and RIP Taskmaster. But would you pick that 2-pack up, Void and Val?
Maybe. I'd probably like wait on it because with the other 2-packs, I waited on them and got them for 30 each. And so I waited a bit just because like I don't know, I'm 50-50 on whether I would get it straight away. But like you said, the main problem is we haven't got Bucky, we haven't got Ghost. Like, even though I don't really care for Taskmaster too much, like you said, RIP, but like it just Ghost's design in that film is really cool. And look, like it's just such an easy figure they could have like. It's just the main thing that's annoying is if we do end up getting them in the Doomsday wave or Doomsday waves, if we get multiple,
Yeah.
that film comes out, that like they're all in different costumes. Like so, like
Yeah.
they're all different. Like even like Yelena's the one who's probably the closest to what she was like, and maybe and also John Walker, but like most of them are in completely different looks, especially like Bucky. He's in a completely different look to he was in Thunderbolts, and it's kind of annoying that if we don't get Bucky and Ghost like for Thunderbolts, it's another team that they just haven't finished.
Yeah.
They could have finished there and then.
Yeah, exactly. And like one of the other like leaks or rumors is that, you know, Avengers Doomsday wave is going to be massive, and like we potentially could be getting characters like, Winter Soldier, Bucky in his new Avengers look, also like the whole team in their new Avengers look, because, you know, at the end of that film we saw that they got different outfits. Not sure on Sentry if he has a different outfit, because you don't see him in that like in a different costume compared to everyone else. But clearly, like on this leak, it says obviously we're gonna get an Alan Cummings Nightcrawler, Rebecca Romijn, Mystique. So these are all the like Fox characters, including Kelsey Grammer Beast, Blue Beast, hell yeah, or a Sam Wilson Captain America, Channing Tatum Gambit, which means he won't be released in the kind of like Deadpool Wolverine packaging, because he's got a similar look in this film compared to, you know, in Doomsday compared to his Deadpool and Wolverine look. Shang-Chi, I'm not sure if this is going to be a new look or if it's going to be a reuse of the original figure. I mean, that figure is an amazing figure if you wanted to get that, because it's got different hands for like martial art poses. But I think one of the things that maybe this figure will come with will be the 10 rings on his arm, which easily like they could do like a swap. Like a lot of people did the swap with Wenwu, as he had the 10 rings, and you could just swap up the arms with Shang-Chi. So maybe that will be the look he has in this wave. And then obviously Marsden, Cyclops, and of course RDJ Doom. Big wave, exciting. Wonder if it's going to be a Build-A-Figure wave, or it's just going to be kind of like 97 based, or like, you know, retro card kind of like base wave where it doesn't have a Build-A-Figure and it's just the figures of the characters. So exciting. Other stuff we're going to get more Deadpool Wolverine figures. Hooray. I don't know. Elektra, Topless Logan, and Wolverpool. So you know how we talked about the Hot Toys Wolverine Deadpool kind of mashup character? It seems like from the silhouettes and from this like potential listing or leak rumor, we'll get Wolverpool. So that's now this listing or like potential listing could be really cool. I know, like, as we're Gen Z, we've either played Marvel Rivals or we know about Marvel Rivals. So this is kind of like the list that is here from the leaks, and that is Punisher, Moon Knight, Luna Snow, Spider-Man, Venom, and Jeff, as in Jeff, aka Jeff the Shark. Now, this could be a full wave, or it could be a 2-pack wave where you get 2 of each characters. So, like, I think Dad was like, others were saying, potentially Venom and Jeff 2-pack, Spider-Man, Luna Snow 2-pack, Punisher, Moon Knight 2-pack. So we've got that, and of course, there's going to be another 97 wave. I mean, the season 2 is coming soon. Still haven't got a trailer, but from what the art we've seen, all the characters have got new looks, and other characters have got other characters will be made into figure form. So there we go. And last but not least, or out of those listings, any of them like pick your fancy, like the Avengers Doomsday wave? Is it a pass, or would you just be like, I'm gonna pick that up straight away?
For me, most of the MCU stuff I'm gonna try and pick up because like most of my recent pickups have been more so MCU than comic, just because I'm trying to fill out gaps and I'm trying to like actually have like a proper display of it, and
Yeah.
like I've got the with the Deadpool and Wolverine, I've got the first Wolverine, and I got the all the head pull that came with the Wolverine, and
Yeah.
so I probably when the second wave comes out with the brown suit, blade, and them lot, I'm probably gonna get like a couple of them and put them in. So like if these other three figures are like gonna come out, then I'll definitely get them and put them straight into a little display. Like
Yeah.
Doomsday figures, of course. Like if we do end up getting like all them figures, and if we end up getting even more, maybe like just everything coming out of Doomsday, I'm probably gonna get just because like the amount of characters that have been cast for that film and the amount of characters that haven't been cast for the film, if there's any like characters here and there, little surprises, like you're gonna that's near enough like you're gonna get a full shelf full of figures just out of that
Yeah.
film, and like, it's gonna be like an Endgame or an Infinity War where you're gonna get like a massive display just out of that film, and so I'm gonna probably go all in on that, depending on if I have the money or not is a question, but
Yeah.
I'm still gonna go all in no matter what. But and then the Marvel Rivals stuff, like I don't know what to think about it because I didn't get the Jeff that came with I can't remember who, but it was in like it was in like a Deadpool wave or it was in like a weird wave before, and
Yeah.
like I would maybe get the Marvel Rivals one and maybe get the Marvel Rivals Legends, but I just don't know because one, they'd be in their own like tube or their own little space,
Yeah.
and depending on if they've done more or not, like I don't know whether if they do them that they're gonna continue the line on or just do this one block and then just stop. And so
Yeah.
I'm gonna maybe wait on it and see if they do end up doing more, then maybe go into it a little bit. But
Yeah.
like I don't I personally I play Marvel Rivals and of course I enjoy it, but like I don't mind like waiting and seeing if they go on sale. To be
Yeah.
honest, I won't probably pick them up straight away then.
Yeah. You're not like fussed of like having that representation on your display straight away. You're like, if they go on sale and if there's more to come from the like after a wave, like kind of like getting that like a clarification of okay, there's gonna be more. Okay, cool. Then you'll pick it up. But yeah, I agree with that because like also like with this being Marvel Legends, I don't know if like we need to see them what they look like. Are they gonna look like their designs or is it gonna be Marvel Legendsified versions? Like it's on the Vulcan body, but it's the look of the Gamerverse figures. Like for example, like one of the things I could bring up of like a Gamerverse figure is you've got the PlayStation Spider-Man figures, which very much look like the Gamerverse characters, some of them, but also it's like that took a bit time to release. But also you have the Avengers game, and there you go, the Ghost Spider, which I believe John Morrissey opened up recently. So shout out John Morrissey. So yeah, is that a good figure, or is it like you like it?
It's decent. Like I got
Yeah.
it for £8. It's just like
Okay,
the
yeah.
main reason why I bought most of these was because like put them in the back of a Spider-Verse shelf.
Right.
Like just like even though of course like they're different costumes, if you put them in the back they look a bit different. Like I just
Yeah.
thought I'd get. I like the games, so even if I
Yeah.
don't end up putting them in the Spider-Verse shelf, at least I have them in like a tub and just like maybe randomly I just get them out and be like, oh yeah, cool. Like It's a game.
Yeah.
I don't know. But,
Yeah. No, I agree. Like some figures are just there, like they look cool, and having them on there is fine. But yeah, like for me, I got all the Game of Thrones figures of the Avengers game action figures. So that includes like not Apocalypse, Abomination, the suit body of Hulk, Captain America, Iron Man, the stealth Captain America. I did sell blue Iron Man, and the Miss Marvel that was in that wave. Ms. Marvel was kind of like she looks like her comic version, so she didn't really look much of her movie, like her game look. Whereas the other two were like all new sculpts, and they look like their characters, but there was no other characters. So like, if a wave is successful, like if this Marvel Rivals wave happens and it's successful, then it's like, okay, we have that to look forward to. But also, is the aesthetic going to match with the figures, or like is it going to match with the game, or is it going to be it's like the Marvel Legends version of it? So yeah, it's a bit weird.
they all
And
new skull, every one of them.
yeah, hopefully, I mean that would be ideal because like they are uniquely sculpted characters or like unique design to that game. They can't just be reuses of existing figures. Like they
Like
can't
the
just use it.
Punisher.
Yeah, exactly. Punisher's a big, beefy-chested man with like
And they
massive
just
biceps,
and they just
everything.
reused the War Turtle Punisher.
Oh god, no. See, that's what I'm afraid about, and I think a lot of people are afraid for like as a Marvel Rival collectors. It's like you either go with the aesthetic or you're gonna mess it up and just be like inspired by, and it's like that's not what you want. Then it's like the case of Blockies. They've done Marvel Rival figures. They fit the aesthetic, but it's the scaling that is the question. Like how like Rocket is he's bigger than the other characters when he should be a bit smaller. And I know Ashwan did build the Spider-Man that Blockies during Dan's live stream at In Demand. So it's like there's always the case that maybe people don't want that model kit, and this is the version that people will get. But Zion, what were your thoughts like on those like MCU stuff? Are you more of an like, are you gonna get the MCU stuff, or are you kind of like passing on that and more focus on the like comic stuff? But yeah,
normally I pass on the MCU and only get the comics, but recently some of the MCU figures have been like catching my eye a little, like the Mark III Iron Man, the Born Again Daredevil,
yeah,
and like the No Way Home Spider-Man. Those have kind of like catching my eye to like see like maybe I should like buy at least like a couple MCU figures just to have that representation.
yeah.
But other than that, I'm not really focused on collecting like MCU. Now, for Marvel Rivals, now if I might like wait on them just to see like will Legends do more of them. But if I do get the Marvel Rivals figures, it'll be only Spider-Man and Venom, just to have not like that battle going on and like that one separate part of my shelf.
Mm.
And
Yeah.
And I'm hoping that it fits the aesthetic of the game, because Venom in the game, Venom is a pretty big character. They can't just use the retro Venom because that'll be just way like too small and way like inaccurate.
Yeah.
And for Spider-Man, they'll have to make him like more kind of like skinnier than
and I think
than like the buff Renew Your Vows or like the small Amazing Fantasy body. There have to be like their all new sculpt built up from the ground and can't reuse anything.
Yeah, I think that's like the main takeaway. Is like it has to be all new sculpts. You can't reuse anything on Marvel Rivals because it's so unique. Like in their designs, they're more angular and they're more like proportion of a game character rather. Yeah, exactly. Exaggerated. Like I know the Marvel Rivals Blockies Venom is not to scale to like actual like he's not as big compared to the Spider-Man. The Spider-Man's like slightly shorter, but it should be that Venom should be huge compared to like Spider-Man. So it's like already that line is a bit like it's a bit unsure about their scaling and like for the blocky stuff. So there's like Marvel Legends, you need to know what's like they're usually good with scaling with their characters. That's never like that's not a doubt. But it's because they're so uniquely sculpted. It's like, will Punisher be a short king? Will he be too tall? Like they're definitely like standouts. Like they won't fit in a comic display. They will fit in their own display. So it's like there's that question of like, do you want to put it in your own like gameverse display of game characters as like that's the representation of Marvel rivals, and also how deep will that line go? But yeah, that is kind of like the kind of like gist of these like Marvel rival leak potential, because we still don't know if like who knows, it might not happen. Who knows? But that was there were some other leaks, but I think they are kind of like other like things that we have already kind of like guessed. Like we were talking about the Avengers Crossing characters that we still need. So like one of the leaks was Scarlet Witch and Vision, which I already said that's like a potential. So there's that. That forever rumored Christmas Spider-Man. Who knows? Who knows? One of the other things was a Future Foundation wave with Mole Man and Moloids Deluxe. You guys fan of Future Foundation? I mean, it was a very short kind of like stint in the comics where like Human Torch was dead, so Spider-Man had to fit that role of the fourth member of the team, but they just eventually changed the name to Future Foundation. And like I know Ashwan, you do have a Dragon Man, and he's technically part of the Future Foundation. Technically, yeah, there you go. So it's like, would you be interested in a Future Foundation, or are you kind of like, it's not really a team that is needed. Like if you got a Fantastic Four team, then it's like, there you go. Oh my god, he's so massive. Yeah, I didn't get him because I just had no nostalgia, but he just looks so cool. So it's like potential, but I don't know. But yeah, there's that. We all have like heard the rumors of a new, more Magic the Gathering Marvel figures, which are like Captain America, Doom 2099, Sue Storm as Malice, a version of Black Panther. So it's like we've got those are there, and then Zion, you did say about Maximum. There is obviously we know about Maximum Thor. There is there's a potential of a Maximum Spider-Man black suit release. So potential reuse of the Maximum Spider-Man figure. So got that. And then last but not least, because I know this is getting way too long. Long list. It's a long list. But also we don't know if these figures are going to be made. So it's like, part of the Hulk Deluxe wave, we've all been like kind of guessing of like what will be next after the Smart Hulk that was been put on pre-order. We already got Abomination. The two potential characters we could be getting from this leak list is Hulk 2099 and Doc Samson. But yeah, any final thoughts on these leaks? Do you think they're true, or are they bullshit, or will some of them show up in this live stream next week? And yeah, like what your kind of like final thoughts on like what next week provides, I guess.
I think that I don't know whether they're going to be true or not, but let me just say I hope they're true because most of them seem pretty good. But all I know is that next week, if any of these are revealed, it's not going to be the MCU, most likely, other than maybe the Thunderbolts and the Deadpool Wolverine stuff and maybe the Green Goblin. But knowing how Hasbro do stuff, I could see the Green Goblin coming out with the other Spider-Man stuff. Even though it's
Yeah.
not the same movie, I could just see them coming out, like them being the same thing, like at the same time or something. But MCU wise, I don't know if we'll see too much. But I could see like maybe some new comic stuff being released. But
Mm.
I honestly like I don't really know what to expect because every stream like there's leaks that come out before and then sometimes they're shown and sometimes they're leaks that are still about for ages and so I mostly just tend to wait until Tuesday and then I either like the stream or either think it's shit and then whether I'll spend my money or not.
Yeah, exactly. It's always you're kind of playing like a roulette of like, is it going to be like all the stuff that's been leaked, or will it be some new stuff, or it'll be just utter shit? It's not usually that, but
Oh no,
some
yeah,
people,
yeah.
some people will say, "Oh, I can't believe they did," and like how you're saying some characters have been on a leak list forever. US Agent has been on a leak list forever, so it's like, will he show up? Will he just disappear?
No,
Like,
that Magic the Gathering thing that you were mentioning, that got
yeah,
leaked before the last stream, I'm pretty sure, and didn't get
yeah,
shown at that stream. And
yeah,
so, like I don't know, like if these leaks are because I don't think most of them even have like dates on them because people don't know. But
yeah,
because of this massive leak list, it's just like a lot of people then think that oh yeah, this is what we're expecting for this live stream, and then you go and get surprised by something that weren't even on the leak list. You're like, oh, so then when does Magic the Gathering fit in, or like when does this
yeah,
and that happen? And then it just ends up just like getting forgotten, or just ends up just on a leak list and just doesn't get made because they haven't even got it in their plans. And so
yeah, yeah, exactly. And Zion, you similar on this? Like, we'll wait until we see the stream and kind of like judge it from there, or are you going to be like, I'm eagerly looking for these waves. These better be revealed, or I am suing Marvel Legends.
Where did these leaks come from? Display model behavior.
No,
Okay,
this did not. I do not know who the leak
okay.
came from.
Yeah, so these leaks I'll be more skeptical of, because his leaks always been like accurate, and some of these leaks I recognize some of like these leaks from this leak to today, like the Bullseye as Hawkeye, he and the Ultimate Wolverine. Some of those display model behavior I already had them on their leak list, so it's like some of them were probably true and some of them aren't, and with some of them. It's and like half these leaks today, I didn't really care for, so I'm not really going to be like eagerly looking to like seeing what they get revealed.
Yeah,
And for the Magic the Gathering, the only one I'm probably going to get is from hoping for is like a more classic Black Panther, but with updated articulation. Because the one that I have now, from the Wakanda Forever wave, the classic one that they did. It looks good. It's a good Black Panther, but it can't like do all those like acrobatic
poses.
and like dramatic poses that T'Challa's normally known to be doing.
Yeah,
And for the other Hulk wave, we only have like 2 left. The only one that I'm gonna get, if it's true, is Doc Samson. Because we've been needing him for like a very long time. And the fact that we're probably is going to get him, he'll fit in that like Hulk display, and even like with like a sideline Avengers, because like I remember in Earth's Mightiest Heroes, he was both like a ally to the Avengers and like he opposed them in like some ways.
Yeah, I remember because like he was kind of like, I don't know if the Avengers are doing good, but I'll kind of help. So he was kind of like he was a good guy, but he was obviously on a different side. So I'm all in for Doc Samson. I'm not sure about Hulk 2099. I think I might because I love 2099. He's just, and also that Hulk is just
the design of it is like crazy.
Yeah, exactly. So that's gonna be like all new sculpt. I hope. Uh, who knows? But that was like the leaks, the reveals, sort of, take it with a grain of salt. And obviously, we talked about Punisher, One Last Kill, Daredevil, Born Again, the recent episode, R.I.P. Vanessa. Sorry. Hopefully not. Hopefully, who knows? But I want to thank you both for and everyone for tuning in for this very long stream. Well, I mean, come on, there was a lot of topics we had to go through. But yeah, thank you
Finally,
all.
stuff to talk about.
Yeah, exactly. Marvel
Mhm.
Legends, man. Seriously, what are you doing? You have nothing. You had nothing, and now it's everything. So we'll definitely be talking about Marvel Legends next week because obviously reveals. Yeah, exactly. And who knows? We might do a stream after that stream. Who knows? If you want it, let us know down in the comments below. But let's Ashwan, where can the lovely people find you?
Well, you can find me at Ashwan231 on Instagram. You can find me at Ashwan231 Comics on YouTube. Here every weekend, every Saturday at 10 o'clock or 10:30 on the Gen Z Report, and every 2 weeks on Dan Who Reviews YouTube on Legends and Liquor, and every week on the After Show on Dan Who every Thursday. So yeah.
Nice. And of course, Zion, where can the lovely people find you?
You can follow me on Instagram at GGRosty, _. Here every Saturday, and on Legend Liquor every 2 weeks.
Nice. And obviously, you can find me here on Z-Man Talk, but on the Gen Z Report with my lovely co-hosts. You can find me on Instagram, agent_Z-Man, with my photos. I'm so close to 700 followers. Whee! Or people following me, not me following. I think that's a bigger number. But anyway, thank you all for tuning in. And let's give a final wave and we'll play the outro. Bye, everyone.